friends. Just want to make sure everything's working. Alright, let's get into it. Welcome everybody to Chaotic Calling Streaming. I am the DM Starwind, and I'm about to take these fine adventures through another night of tales through Elsparia. Tonight we have Amara.
Hey.
We have Faustus.
Evening to you all.
We have Surfect.
The one and only.
We have a Kronk.
Evening.
And an Orin. Orin?
Hello.
There he is. So, last we left our heroes, they finished up a long rest at the Kobold's Clutch, and Amara made some half-decent drawings on the wall. Okay, not really, but the Kobolds probably think they were good anyway. Orin sealed away the Manticore tail so that only he had access to it, and the party along with Shella traveled back the next day to return with the item. Orin wasn't convinced that turning over the tail was the right idea and engaged Faustus in conversation to try to learn more. Alas, as the party was navigating the woods, a pack of direwolves approached, and soon the group was waylaid and had to fight off the threat. Faustus goes down. I think I say this every session, so it's definitely a common theme. And the party continues to fight around him and finish off the would-be slayers of the dire kind. Securing victory, they quickly try to tend to their friend. Shella leaps atop of Faustus, tries to perform CRP, yes, it's a pun, and fails at the medicine check, only getting a heal from Surfect. Shella was convinced that her antics saved Faustus, and now makes sure that Faustus knows that a death is owed. Her healing spit saved him, and who knows what kind of recognition she'll get on the return from her harrowing tale. But alas, the party marches on. Upon reaching the hovel of Scarlet owns, the group divides in purpose. Faustus goes inside to try and let Scarlet know what's happening. Meanwhile, outside, Orin meditates on the purpose and keeps the tail secure. Amara offers Orin a listening stone of sorts that will send him a message. As the group was
Rocky Talkie.
The Rocky Talkie, exactly. Yeah, definitely interject if I'm missing out on important bits like that. So yeah. As the group was distracted with conversation, a knock at the door is heard. Enter Rita. This woman was dressed similar cloaks and a talent pendant similar to someone that Orin had mentioned. A private conversation was had, and Amara, thinking she was helping, put the stone to the door so the conversation was picked up so that the Rocky Talkie could transcribe it over to Orin himself. Now, let's see here. With the information like this, and of course his unnerving trust with Scarlet, he destroys the Manticore tail and prevents her from getting it. The group is beside itself as Scarlet kicks everyone out, and in a distasteful tone lets Faustus know she's very disappointed in him, and his family would find out about this. Troubled and angered, Faustus leaves out first, taking a trail out. Rita, who had left prior, was seen trekking the same way to the road. There, Faustus and Surfect catch Rita riding a horse, making her way out even further. Kronk informs the party of how many trees to the main road, and Orin sets out with purpose to track the woman. After reaching the main road, boy, there was a lot of stuff that happened last week, am I right? After reaching the main road, most of the party was set on going back to town, while tracks led north, as they, the tracks that Rita left behind, as they would need to go south if they wanted to go back to town. Faustus was already set his foot in the direction that he wanted to go and was already leading everybody towards town, and everybody pretty much came to the same conclusion that they should head home and maybe get more information about this woman. I mean, after all, Orin saw a chance, to discover slipping away, but then again, he had the name, he had a face, and maybe even more information could be learned in town. Upon the way, the group was met with a small boy who was crying by a tree at the side of the road. Faustus, being the first to notice, quickly went to check on the child. Party in tow, they gathered around to see what was wrong with the boy. They find out his name is Randall, and he was with his mom and dad when they were traveling south to go home. Suddenly, he vanished as soon as a bunch of bandits, men, evil people, who knows, gathered up and waited here in hopes to be found by his parents. They never came. The group finds out that the boy is the son of a shopkeeper known as Gunter, and he owns a herbal shop in the nicer side of town. Across from the shop, they would find his house. They inform the guards that as they make their way into town and offer to take the boy home after letting them know. Imara and the boy keep sticking tongues out at each other, and Randall bemoans his hatred for Imara. They check the herbal shop that Kronk is familiar with as he pushes the door open. I had that in quotes. They explore, but take nothing from the shop. Most of the shelves were empty anyway. They mend the lock to the shop and leave it. Then they take the boy to his 2-story home that was just across the way. And that's where we could finally pick up. Did I miss anything? What do we got?
It didn't seem like that much from last time.
Yeah,
You said it all.
Yeah, I know,
You
right?
guys.
Yeah, you guys.
I'd also like to note, real quick,
Mhm.
CPR.
No, it's CRP, Kobo language. Get out of here. I know what I said, sir. At any rate, you guys are currently in front of this boy's house. Surfic took the lead and lockpicked the door this time, is that right?
Yep.
And the door opens, and the boy, who is going to be represented by this black hair anime guy, or kid, rushes in. Mom, Dad, anybody home? And you guys watch as he runs in. What do you do?
I'm gonna tell Imara, I'm gonna stay outside and look around. If you see anything or I see anything, we tell each other the Rocky Talk.
After that,
And she goes and looks for rocks.
Outside or inside? Well, imagine you're staying outside too, huh?
Outside.
Yeah.
She's gonna tell him about every rock she finds.
So
Wait.
both Rocky Talkies are outside.
That's so stupid.
She's 5 feet away from you. Just wait for you to use it. Okay. So what about the others? Kronk already enters the foyer.
Yeah, it's Faustus will follow the boy inside.
Yeah. He's
So
like,
is my character.
alright, so, Surfic wanders in as well. Yeah, you find yourself in an open foyer that leads into the house proper, where the child is currently, like, going through the living space. And it's empty. You can definitely tell there's no one here, and Amara's just going nuts outside.
Orin confused.
Sorry, you cut out.
Orin is confused and thinks he made a mistake.
Probably, yeah. Yeah, feel free to keep up with the boy if you're with the boy. If you're not, and you're outside, you can, Amara, probably need a survival check if you want to, like, check for specific rocks and whatnot.
okay. Let me pull up my character sheet. All the numbers. Let's see. I'm gonna roll this.
An 11. You find, like, a lot of pebbly-looking granite rocks, but nothing knows. Yeah, nothing.
Come in, Orin. Come in, Orin. Over.
I think you need to give me the rock first.
She gave it to you last session.
Yeah,
Oh,
you-
so.
Yeah,
Oh,
you,
okay. So
you still had it.
you're loud and clear.
Found some pebbles. Over.
Like she's actually making the sound. Like it's.
Yeah, and it's coming over. Like, didn't you say this thing prints out the message or whatnot? You have to read it? Or how
Yeah,
is
So you sort of see like.
it? Written out in Word? Yeah.
It's
Mm.
one word.
Why
But
don't
like
you?
eventually she will kind of like get to this window and like peek.
Alright. Go ahead, Orin, and then I'll move inside.
I'm gonna like check to see if there's like any like sign of like footprints that people might have been looking into the place or something like that, like or staking it.
Yeah, absolutely. You make a survival or an investigation. I'll let you pick. Just a bunch of pebbles. I mean, you find the exact same pebble she found on the other side. But as far as footprints, Amara's pretty much ruined any chance of finding anything.
I'll message Amar. Don't go to the back of the place. I'll go to the back and check it.
That's fair.
Beat you there!
Oh no. Alright, so
Alright,
as we
so-
cut away, we're gonna come inside real quick. And the boy is like, there's nobody here.
I'm
Mom?
gonna roll an. I'm gonna roll an investigation
What are you investigating?
around the house to see if there's maybe possibly any signs of like Hasty running away or just anything that looks like normal in a house.
Yeah, make an Well, basically, I need to know where you're looking in this case, because depending upon where you look, might determine what you get.
Let's do right here in the big foyer room.
In this case, make a perception to see if you notice anything first,
Okay.
because you're not technically on top
20.
of anything. Oh, okay, 20 is pretty good. Let's see what we got here. Let's see. Yeah, basically what you see here before you is like a kitchenette area. And there's like a couple of bar stools that are around it. Some grains and stuff that can be put out. Excuse me. One thing you do kind of notice, there's like a book that's sitting on the bar still.
A book.
A book. One of those things that has like words in it, and it has several pages, and mostly hard copies on each side.
I'm gonna read the book.
Alright, as you pick up the book, it is a book about herbs and categorizing them.
Oh. So looking over at Turtwig over here.
We playing Pokemon now?
look at his kisses. Look at his.
Kronk, I found something for you.
Kronk will look at it if he's given it.
Yeah, you see
He will give it.
Yep, and what you see before you is a book, as I described. Pages, stuff, hardcovers, and basically it talks about herbs and categorizing them. And with this book, you think that it can aid you when hunting for herbs.
Thank you. This may be very helpful in this area. I do not know it well.
It's a Randall. Does that seem like something your father would leave behind?
Oh, yeah, that's probably one of his books.
Piking up his kisses. Kisses.
It would make sense already. He is a potion seller. Why
Mhm.
wouldn't he have anything like that?
I'm gonna go
But
upstairs.
why would he leave it behind?
Well, you don't have a pharmacist carry around a medical book, do you?
No, but he was. Remember, Randall said he was. Their parents were moving.
Oh no, they weren't moving. They were bringing stuff in, like they were on a trade run. I don't know if I made
Well, even
that
on a
clear.
trade run, just like, well,
They were
Anyway.
basically resupplying for this shop. They're, like, you saw that it was bare. I think I remember saying that.
Oh, never mind then. Yeah, no.
What
look
was
at his
that?
kisses.
Probably because it probably wouldn't be smart to carry something that big around.
Yes, Kronk, that is a keg.
Kronk is thirsty.
Kronk is ready to get cronked. And Mara knocks on the door.
I
You hear
guess-
it coming from over here.
Can Kronk tap the beer ticking, or is it not tapped?
Yeah, it's already tapped. It's like all you have to do is get a tankard underneath there and start pouring. But
Kronk's gonna look for a glass.
yeah, easily enough. Like behind this bar shelf, there's like several glasses and dishes and stuff that are like put in the cupboards down below. Easily, you're able to take out a tankard and start pouring.
Kronk's just gonna pour a half glass.
Kronk is getting cronked.
Yeah, I think I made that joke. All right,
I know you did.
all right. So, are the two of you staying down here while the boy and Faustus goes upstairs?
No. Oh,
Yeah.
well, yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna check around more in the living room then.
All right. What I'm going to do then is divide the party. So let's see if I can do this right. I'll put Faustus over here. And Faustus, you should be on a new map. And I will probably have to put you a character down before you can see anything. Because as you race upstairs to catch up with the child, you are met with a dark hallway, and that let's see, still dark. Why is it do? All right, so I have some dynamic lighting I have to fix. Okay, I have to turn it on here. There we go. Now, does that work? Nope. But you can see your token at least, right? All right.
Yeah, I can see my token.
All right, we're trying to see if this does. Goes. Do I have to do this for every character? That's going to be freaking annoying. All right, we'll try this. There you go. You got light now, right?
Yep.
Now you can see what's going on here.
It's like, did I see where Randall ran off to?
You will in just a second. I just want to make sure you can see, and I'll probably have to adjust everybody. Because they did a big update on dynamic lighting, and I thought today I'd try a little dynamic lighting, and then I was like, oh, they changed things, didn't they? Oops. So I might have to adjust your character sheets when you get here. But yeah, Randall's like, he opened this door, and he looks into his room, sees that it's all fine, and then he's like over here, and he's trying to knock on this door. Mom, Dad? Mom? Dad? But yeah, you can see him clearly over here.
Oh, is that your parents' room?
Yeah. Uh-oh. I think I broke roll 20, guys.
As Faustus finds something in the room, it attacks him. He goes,
Oh yeah, Faustus, you went up the stairs. I forgot to make you make a death save.
Oh
Like
my
I
God,
had-
cheesing this bet.
Like I already had this plan. Get out of here, woman. No. Yeah, so I'll open that up, and then yeah, you're at this door. He kind of like tries to handle, but nothing happens. It's locked for him. He can't get through.
So, do you remember if there was a spare key?
No, I mean if there was, Dad probably has it on him.
Faustus kind of like calls down. Surfect!
my
Surfect!
character's by the keg with Krunk.
Yes?
It's, could you help us with a locked door?
All right, I'm coming.
He looks down at his mug with Krunk.
I'll be right back.
Yeah, you guys clearly hear Amara knocking on the other door.
He's been doing this for 5 minutes.
Yeah, and they are ignoring you apparently. All right,
Stay outside.
all right, so
You're an
now,
outside dog.
all right, so Surfik, we'll move you over to this map now, and I'll try to get you a token on the board. And
Freaking Croc!
like they're having a conversation while I'm trying to set the scene, and it's like I don't know what's going on. He'll give you a little light source. Like, I don't know what to do. We'll figure this out later, but this will do for now. Alright, so, yeah, I think the dynamic lighting's killing it too. Alright, so now, Surfik, you should be able to see up here, right?
Oh, what lovely furniture.
Mm-hmm. And Randall's
Yeah,
like... Go ahead.
Oh, no, you're good. I was just...
Well, no, go ahead. I mean, what were you doing? Like, you were called up here.
Yeah, he would walk and be like,
Cause you need something?
Oh, yes, could you help with the parents' door like you did with the front door?
Can try. Now, let me take a look at it.
Alright. We got a lot of spam there. If you guys are going to say stuff, say it out loud. Don't have chat enlarged. I might need to do that. I'm thinking about it. I'm going to do the overlay.
yeah, they're having a moment.
They are definitely going nuts down there. Alright.
But they can read chat pretty decently from the stream.
Alright, cool. Just check it. Surfing, if you're examining this door, what do you want to do? Like, you want to just pick it or what?
Yeah, I'm just gonna pick.
So we see Amara outside trying out secret words to try to get in.
Open sesame!
And then Kronk leans into the door and she's like, yeah, it worked!
It's your friend Kronk.
Alright, so let's see here. Dynamic lighting adjust. We should be able to open this door now. Because, yeah, that'll do. You should be able to see in there
Yes.
now, right?
As Jimmy, pop.
Wow, that's pretty cool. How'd you do that? Randall says.
What are those kisses?
I learned from a long line of As
the character says,
I learned from a long line of degenerates on the street. You do not need to know this.
Okay. He walks in. You guys follow?
Yeah.
So, I don't know what it is, but Roll20 is lagging probably because of dynamic lighting, and I didn't have time to fully test all the new features, but yeah, so I'm having trouble kind of like moving him at the moment. But yeah, feel free to, yeah, see, and now I'm moved. Feel free to wander in, and as you kind of like walk in, you see a bedroom that belongs to the parents. There are several little accessories like hanging off the dressers and stuff like that. You got a
Yo, is
maid,
that a bathtub?
probably. Is there anything you want to do in this room? As
Time to investigate.
yeah, and now you need to be specific. Tell me where you're investigating, so find out what's where.
You know what? I'm looking over at Foster's cases.
You look in the dresser. I'm going to look under.
Gonna look under what? You broke out.
You look in the dresser. I'm going to look under the bed.
All right.
I suppose maybe they left something behind telling them specifically where they were going.
All right. So I'm going to try to refresh the page because apparently we are breaking Roll20. See, we didn't need to do this on a Friday. We could do it on a Monday. It's perfectly fine. All right. So Kronk forces the door open downstairs. Neat. And Amara, do you go in now at this point or what?
Yeah,
oh,
we're
yeah,
in.
I'm inside, and I want to go out the other door.
Oh man.
They
All
have
right.
a backyard.
Oh, come on. What's going on, Roll20? Make things work. They're supposed to be having a maintenance, I think. What is today? Tonight, I
The
believe.
maintenance is tomorrow around noon.
Yeah, yeah. So that won't affect us. But at least they're working on stuff. Hopefully it'll fix stuff like this. But then again, I'm using Google, and I should have known better. But at any rate, here we are. Alright, so as that's loading, which is what we're waiting on. We're waiting on Roll20 to catch up. Everything is a mimic? Maybe. Who knows? I haven't got there yet. The stairs! They were a mimic all along. Still looking
Hey,
at
Amara,
it.
maybe more rocks in this.
Hmm?
Maybe you can find the rocks you're looking for in this area.
Alright, so I'm going to go back down.
This thing here?
The rocks. You're looking for rocks.
You
cut
see
out
it.
every time, like
You're
you try
looking-
to say the last bit.
Oh, you're looking for rocks in this area.
I am. I see a pond or something over here, and then there's some cool red stuff in here, but I don't know what that is.
Well, it was a feeding trough.
Feeding what?
Good question.
Is there actually blood in there?
I honestly don't think there is. That was probably something that was drawn in.
Okay, so that's just the map being the map.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe a carriage.
Yeah, I had a friend draw this up for me, or use the dungeon maker. But at any rate,
Well, they had a
Now
horse.
look over here.
This must be where they kept their horses.
sounds about right. Yeah, so as you're kind of like looking in this area, you can see like a little sand pit back here. Starting to think this is the full map. I need to bring it in a little. But then there's like a stable that's back here. And it kind of goes off a little further on this map. I'll probably have to shrink it, but yeah, the map is not this size, it seems. But did you want to do some investigating here as well, or no?
Yeah, I'll investigate the area just to see if there's any signs of like people that might been like camped out or something like that. We're trying to stake out the area.
And while you do that, Kronk, are you still downstairs just wandering around the house? Is there anything else you want to look at?
No, just guarding the front door.
I totally failed.
Yeah, you're finding. So the thing is you do see tracks, but they're so aged. Like it looks like it might have been 3, 4, maybe a week old. So your assumption is that nobody recently created any tracks, and perhaps it was the family when they were leaving. Excuse me.
Mara, are you making a sandcastle?
No.
She lies.
We could definitely see the third pillar being built already. All right.
She like puts rock people down.
All right. So Kronk is guarding the door. You're building sandcastles. You're looking for tracks, and I will go back upstairs and see what I can find out up there. Oh, no, I won't. I'll launch the game again because I hit backspace on my freaking remote. All right, whatever. Whatever, Roll20. Whatever, Alienware mouse. You're weird. It's been a long weekend. And then I will go back upstairs. So, Surfic and Faustus, what exactly are you guys looking into? Or what are you doing up here?
We must investigate this room.
Yeah, did you specify exactly where you wanted to investigate?
Yeah, I'm looking under the bed, and I told Fossis to look in the dresser.
Alright, so roll those investigations. Let me know what they are. I'm still loading. Oh, no, there I am. I'm in. Alright,
I doubled that 20.
nice. And Faustus? Got a 19.
19.
Alright, so... yeah, both of those are really good rolls. Let's see what I can give you here.
Good job.
As you're searching under the bed, you don't see anything, but there's like a portrait behind the headboard, and it kind of like catches your eye, Surfic, and then you look behind the portrait, and you can see what make because it kind of stands out to you that it's kind of like not flush against the wall, and there it is. There's like a safe behind this portrait. Meanwhile, as you're going through the dresser, Faustus, you find a note. And if you wish, you can read it.
So Faustus will read the note.
It says simply, 2G, the HOTH have set up contacts in Dragonspine. Take time to restock and deliver the goods directly, or else. And I will copy paste that into chat so you know what I said.
May I roll sleight of hand to secretly unlock this safe?
You will roll stealth to secretly do it, but then you can use sleight of hand or thieves' tools to try to unlock it.
Alright.
There's the
20
note.
to be stealthy.
Right, I think you beat each of their passes. Now, sleight of hand or thieves' tools to unlock it.
Thieves' tools.
Let me double check my DC. Ooh. So you're stealthy about it, but your thieves' tools just don't help you whatsoever. You're looking for a lock, and you're just spinning a dial, and it just 1 + 2 don't make sense here right now.
It's like, what is this that Faustus is seeing over here?
Let's see here. It's probably like towels and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Linen.
While
Okay.
he's being distracted, am I able to try one more time with a different approach?
Yeah, sure.
Thank you. 23.
I like that number. That's pretty good. You hear, so basically you put your head to the portrait or whatever, and it's like a portrait of the wife and father just kind of like holding a baby in their arms and everything. And then as you're kind of like behind the picture with your ear to the safe, you're spinning the dial right, click, spinning the dial left, click, spinning a little bit to the right twice, click, and then all of a sudden you hear a soft, and you pull the lever, and thing is, the openness, you just get a sensation just before you pull it that the rust or however long this heavy metal's been sitting sealed, it's gonna make a loud screeching noise. So how do you want to approach that problem?
Hmm. That does sound pretty bad. Pretty bad indeed. So,
Randall, where was it that you said that your parents were going?
Oh, we came from Dragonspine and we were gonna come back home and we picked up some stuff for the shop and we were coming home and something happened. Mom covered me up. Some bad men were talking and then I was gone.
Hey, Kronk, where is everybody else?
Meanwhile, downstairs.
They are upstairs having a nap, I believe.
Maybe I'll go up. I don't know. We haven't heard from anyone in a while.
No, I've not heard anything, but I have been looking at the door very sturdily.
Does Orin go up?
Yeah, I'll go up just to make sure everybody's safe.
So Orin starts to climb the stairs and I'll move him up there as well.
yeah, just to say, I'm going to use my candle that I actually have and rub it against the hinges so when it slides across it, it won't make so much of a noise.
That sounds legit, I guess. Right, let me adjust your dynamic lighting settings. There you go. You come up the stairs, and Surfik, you using your candle, rubbing the wax, trying to keep the hinges from creaking. Make another sleight of hand just to see if it goes well.
All right.
Yeah, I feel like
As
that's
I
fair.
open it,
Mm-hmm.
oh, okay.
I think I'm waiting on roll 20. What'd
Like-
you roll?
17. I like to note that, like, my other rolls on my side, that one has been looming.
Wow. All right, so roll 20 is still lagging. My apologies, folks. And Faustus, could you make a perception check? Because this thing may or may not be making noise, so passive is not necessary. And Amara's down there.
Would I possibly
building
hear
this-
anything as I'm coming in?
No, we're about to find out.
Oh,
People stop trying to catch me being a dirty thing.
Yeah, well, hold on. We're not going to get you yet because one, we're waiting on roll 20 to catch up on my end, and I can't run the game if we're lagged like this. This is terrible. Hold on. I might move over to Firefox because maybe it's Google.
Like Faustus will at least like lean down to Randall and sort of. Now this might be very important, okay, Randall?
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember your father being angry or frustrated while you were in Dragonspire?
I mean, I usually don't. I mean, I was usually with my mom. Like, she was left in the carriage while he went to deal with the trades or whatever.
Okay, so he didn't seem to act unusual
And I know
from what
of.
you know.
Yeah. No, I don't
And your
think.
mother the same.
She was very huggy. I don't. Being weird. I don't like that other girl downstairs just being all weird.
Amara sneezes.
hey
Let's see.
guys, everyone's
Yeah.
okay.
Alright, hold on 1 second. Let me see if I can adjust this real quick. Since Chrome doesn't want to work, we're going to go back to roll 20 on Firefox. See how that goes for us. Alright. First off, let me resolve Surfix situation before you come busting in here, Mr. Lawful Good. Alright, Surfix, let me see what we got here. Mm-hmm. There you are. Alright, Foster's got a 12. Make a perception check. Warren, as you're coming in.
Oh, so I'm making perception check?
Yep. Perceive the sea.
Don't you dare, don't you dare, don't you dare, don't you no.
Well, I mean, it's obvious you're hiding behind the portrait. However, he just notices you behind the portrait because that's odd. As far as actually catching you yet, you are currently cloaked behind the portrait. What would you like to do?
What's in the safe?
What's in the safe? There is a bag. You kind of like palm it for a moment, and it seems to have some gold in it. There's a scroll. There's a teeny tiny spell book. Like, it's not like a big regular normal book, but like a small diary size, but it looks like it's got runes on it.
Oh. Okay, well, first things first. The money, yoink.
Yoink, got it.
Second thing first, the scroll and the book.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? After he does take the money, though, in a moment of weakness, because Surfik can't exactly get away from his snake-like nature, he then kind of observes these for a second. I'm going to unfurl the scroll.
It is a scroll of fireball, but you are a bard, so you should be able to read it.
Ow!
What do you do?
I'm going to keep that. Now, what's the book?
You don't have time to really look through it, but you can definitely tell there might be 2 or 3 spells in this spell book. It looks like a wizard's emergency spell book.
Oh shit, his dad's a wizard.
That's one possible conclusion.
Or the mom.
Alright,
Well,
so what do you
after a moment,
do? Go ahead.
After kind of keeping the scroll to himself and the money, he'll look at the book and look over and be like,
Well, I found out one of his parents is a wizard.
As you guys hear him mumbling behind a portrait, Randall goes, "What are you doing behind that picture?"
Yeah, what did you find?
He quickly gets up, stone face, just says, a book.
I'll approach.
Yeah.
Can I see the book?
He hands it over.
Yeah, you see, like, half the size of a normal spell book. Just got, like, enough pages in there to, like, maybe write in 3 spells. Don't know exactly which ones, though, at this point.
Do I also notice the safe?
Depending upon how you approach him, like, no, if he popped out of the portrait, no, you don't notice it.
Okay.
But if you want to, yeah.
I'll ask Randall, so is this your father's or mother's?
It looks like something Mom would keep.
So your mother knows magic?
He shrugs.
So then,
That is good to know,
I
because maybe she might be in bigger situations than we thought.
I don't know what she knows. I mean, meanwhile, Costas, like, you went through that desk, found that note, and then just happened to notice on top of the dresser there's like a book. Average size book this time.
I guess noticing the book, he will like start flipping through some of the pages to see what might be what.
Yeah, so the book's name is When the Hill Never Rises. And basically it's a book about an uprising group that was shattered trying to oppose and destroy the throne in the current region. And somebody's pretty much like wrote details about it. However, some of it seems obtuse and then, you can't make sense of some of the jargon, but you feel like maybe if you spent time to actually read it, you might actually get something out of it, but for the most part, it's just random gibberish here and there.
Say it. kind of speaking of the Surf goes,
What did you find, Faustus? Anything important in the dresser?
But I may have found something. He's kind of like eyeing the book. Like, Randall, do you recognize this book?
Dad picked that up recently, but he said I wasn't supposed to read it.
Oh, I see.
I didn't
So
find.
do you mind if I hold on to it?
Shrugs. Warren, what were you saying?
I was gonna tell him I didn't find any tracks outside or signs of people possibly camping out, stalking them. So they might have just been jumped. I don't
No.
think happened here, but
yeah, nodding because
I didn't find anything in the living room. And all Crunk found, apparently, is the liquor.
oh,
Yeah.
so that explains.
It's
Perfect.
Randall.
Yeah. Surfik, roll me
What-
perception while they're having this conversation. Sorry. Go ahead, Faustus.
But Randall, could you do me a favor and maybe go to your room for a few minutes? I have something I need to discuss with the others.
Make a persuasion check, because still, you're strangers in his mom and dad's bedroom. But I'll give you advantage, because you are pretty much akin to him.
Okie dokie.
Oh, yeah. He says, alright, but make sure you don't take anything that belongs to mom and dad. That would hurt their
Of
feelings.
course not.
stone face, snake a stone face.
Yeah, that's fair. Kronk is down there having... And Kronk, just so you know, this is like some kind of honeydew ale. It's like a different blend on a familiar taste. Maybe you can appreciate it, who knows? I'll leave that to you. But Faustus, Surfik, and Orin, what are we talking about?
Yeah, look
So-
at her says,
Alright, what did you find?
Does the acronym HOTH mean anything to you?
Can I do a history check or?
Yes, you may, Orin.
actually, yeah, can I history too?
You are a bard, so I will say yes.
That's 20!
Yeah, okay. Don't get too excited. Are you showing him the book, or are you just asking him about the acronym?
Well, it's like I'm asking about the acronym first.
Yeah.
Because not being from either of those areas, he definitely wouldn't know anything about it.
Yeah, there's just a brief moment where you might have recalled like a hushed conversation whenever you were probably hanging out at a tavern or something. Maybe even seeing one of these people that Orin were looking for, and they were wearing similar setup, but they didn't have the item in question. But Hill of the Hawk is what comes to mind.
Heel of the Hawk?
Hill, Hill.
Oh, Hill.
Oh,
I was thinking about it, as the character says,
Well, living in town, I do hear a couple things, especially at the karaoke tavern. I know some people like to go in there, very precarious sorts. I did hear at one moment something like that. The Hill of the Hawk.
Hill of the Hawk.
It's just and he'll kind of like hold out the note. It appears that whatever this Hill of the Hawk is, his parents apparently had other business on their trip in Dragonspire.
Surfect is going to read it over.
yeah. Should be able to read up there if you have it. If you need me to repost it, I will. It says 2G, the HOTH, which we discern as Hill of the Hawk, have set up the contact in Dragonspine. Take time to restock and deliver the goods directly, or else.
Nodding. And then he'll look over at Orin with like a little bit of a sharper look and go,
Alright, Mr. Jump to Conclusions. Do you know anything about Dragonspire?
I love how you both messed up the name.
Dragonspine?
Yeah. There you go, Orin.
Dragonspine.
Thank you, Orin. You were a lifesaver.
Should I do a history check on that?
You know where it is. Like, the city is
Okay.
You know what?
It's
It
north of-
clicks in your brain though. It's like that was the direction those tracks were going. If you would have kept going north, you would have eventually made it to Dragonspine within maybe a day or so.
Also, he can recall that when Scarlet was talking to Rita,
Mm-hmm.
that she mentioned something about supplies being taken care of by a codenamed Hillmen. Maybe these are the people.
Sounds logical.
And that, and considering Surfex's discovery, it makes it very clear who exactly whisked Randall away for safety.
You know, taking a moment to like ponder, as you kind of see his tongue almost being used as like a finger to kind of point at his own brow as he's thinking. It just
Mhm.
looks odd at first. Before he finally looks up, it's like,
What if she's part of them?
Well, the letter says "or else."
Yes, this sounds a bit more like a threatening note. Although that said, what business they had with them is more difficult to say. They could be threatened because of, well, just about anything, really.
a moment he looks between the two. He's like,
Right. And I think this is the perfect opportunity to clear some air between you two.
like between the two cases.
Whatever happened back there, I don't know what exactly is going on, and I really didn't want to be roped into this. But I think it's best for you two to at least talk about this before one of you two kill each other.
Sorry, I went back down to the other screen and I'm looking at Amara's sandcastle. Thank you for that. I'll come back. Go ahead.
longer you guys take, crazier it gets.
We're gonna have a gigantic castle one
I love it.
out there.
Yeah, continue, please. All right, I'm sorry. I got amused. My apologies.
I have no intention of killing Faustus. Honestly, right now, the most important thing is finding the boy's parents. I think that's what we need to focus on, and we got some clues that you guys have found.
It's a bit unfortunate that Randall is so young. Otherwise we could learn more about the situation, but you know, parents and their secrets.
Yep. We need to make sure we get to them. We want to make sure Randall grows up with his parents.
Also, I suppose while I'm unmuting what I found, like he kind of like opens the book he found to like a random page.
Mhm.
It's like, does this mean anything to either of you?
Are you opening the big book that you just found, right?
Yeah, that book.
All right. So who's looking at it?
I'm just kind of like opening the book out for whoever wants to.
All right. So
Like
which one?
he specifically turns to one with like stuff in the margins.
Insight check.
If you're trying to discern what's in the book, just make a quick investigation instead. This is more of an intelligence check. And yes, Surfic, you should roll a perception check. I asked you for one because I know what you're doing. Yeah, you don't have a clue. Like, it makes sense that you don't. Like, it's a lot of word jargon. But Surfic, you don't notice anything. I had something planted around here, but you didn't notice it. But do you look at the book? Do you look at the book?
Yeah, of course.
Now, okay, you're not a rogue though, right? You're a bard.
Yeah, I'm a bard, but I have the urchin background, so semi-rogue?
Not in this case. You still don't get the gist. Make an intelligence or investigation. Yeah, investigation.
Roll 20, you're chugging. Ugh,
Yeah,
and I nat one.
Yeah, roll 20 is like... Yeah, so there's words in here that don't make sense. Like, the rope of the horse's girdle or whatever gets tied up to a limb. It's just some weird nonsense like that. And you just can't make heads or tails of it. Like, whoever wrote this must have been a crazy person.
Maybe Amara would be good at looking at this.
That's a good assumption, I guess. But that would be interesting.
Actually, yeah, looking over, because
That could make a good point. She is really smart.
Well, I'll go ahead and keep it in my things
Okay.
for now.
You
No
guys
need to
really
tell Randall about this.
Sorry,
you
what
guys
was-
don't want to see what he's doing down there, guys.
All right. So what are you guys
It's
doing? You
gonna be
hanging
like
up here? Or
this-
you heading out? What's the intent here now?
Yeah, let's go
Uh,
downstairs and pick up Randall.
All right. So we're heading back.
What's up, Randall?
You hear as you're walking. Okay, wait a minute. I should probably leave you up there because you hear footsteps. You're getting bounced around. Sorry. You hear footsteps leave as soon as you walk towards the door, and then Randall's door shuts as soon as you get into the hallway.
I think he was
Randall?
looking at us.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, he pops his head out.
So, were you listening?
No.
Insight.
Yeah, that's exactly what this is
Yeah.
for.
Inside.
Inside away, my friends. DC's very low. Oh god, but not that low. Boss, does she believe this innocent child? He could never do you no wrong. Orin, you could
Yeah, I
definitely
believe
tell
the
this
instant child,
guy's...
too.
Yeah, you're both... God, you're both 6. Oh, he's not lying, but Orin, clearly you've been around children who lie. And yeah, he's fidgeting. He's got his hands behind his back like he's hiding it. But yeah, he's definitely...
There's nothing you have to be afraid about, Randall. We're just here to help, and we want to make sure we get your parents safe. I know you're more worried about what's going to happen to them, and that's why you're listening in.
Yeah, sorry, but
No need to say sorry. It's perfectly innocent.
who are these hill
Do you-
people?
To be
Huh?
clear, we are not 100% sure,
That is pretty legit.
but it's like, but we will do everything we can to find out who these people are, and I'm sure that we can figure out what happened to your parents once we do. But for now, we obviously can't leave you in this house by yourself. Is there anyone else who lives with you or takes care of the house?
No, I mean, Mom usually stays home and Dad runs the shop. And I usually hang out with Mom during the day.
The guards did say to bring him home, and they would check up on him.
So, do you possibly have any friends or neighbors that you frequent with?
I mean, I have friends. I have plenty of friends.
So, where is the closest friend? Do you remember? Do you remember how to get there?
Kind of shuffles a bit in his place.
Oh, buddy.
Oh, he runs
It's
downstairs
just-
at this point.
Oh.
Yeah, he pieced out on you. I take it everybody wants to go downstairs now, though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Downstairs.
All right,
But
moving.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
we made an amusement.
yeah, check that awesome artwork up in the sand.
It actually has lights coming from it, by the way. Like, there's full-on lights. You hear sounds, like,
Oh,
what
God,
happened?
This thaumaturgied up in this place. You know what? If that wasn't a reindeer, that could have been a dragon. That would have totally set the tone for
As a
Jubilee.
reindeer.
Ah,
Oh my
too bad.
god, that's actually really good.
If that was a dragon, though, that would be representation of Jubilee, which is an alternate holiday here for Christmas. All right, so Amara's outside, and everybody comes back downstairs.
Is Kronk passed out?
I don't know, Kronk. Can't you hold your liquor? Make a con save. You've been drinking a bit. We'll go ahead and see what you're doing. Kronk.
And
You
that's
know-
with the +4 modifier.
So here's the thing, Kronk. That sweet taste that you taste in this ale, just you can't stop. You just pour, and drink, and then eventually you get to the buzz state, and then it jumps over from buzz to almost stone drunk, and yeah, you can be literally sitting in your shell, and somebody could spin you halfway around the room, and it would not bother you one bit.
Yeah, so walking downstairs, Surf goes,
Hey, Kronk, do you know where
He looks down, seeing this going on. Crunk just drunk down. He's like,
You had one job, Crunk.
Well, we can see who we can rely on.
Oh, did you get into the ale that Dad got from some investors? Said that was a present from
savored-
Jubilee.
I savored many a cup.
Good to the last drop. He's like, okay, glad you had fun. Then
Guys,
he-
downright hear carnival music coming from outside. Like,
yeah, and I think the boy would be like, what the? And he runs out there to check, and then everybody else who wants to may.
yeah, of course, my character's gonna follow. Sorry.
Amara.
everybody who left Amara alone.
Who?
There is a full-on carnival. You hear carnival music with the do 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 do. Like there's like full-on lights. This sandcastle is well too crafted. There's a working goddamn Ferris wheel,
Oh,
and
God.
Santa is flying around over the castle with a reindeer.
Orange
It's like
thinking
sand people.
she
Yeah,
has
go ahead,
too
Orange.
much time on.
No.
Orange thinking in his head, she has way too much time on her hands. I don't know what
Yeah.
we're gonna do with her.
Yeah, that was in his head. What do you want to say, Surfit?
Guys, we're gone for like 5
Surfix
minutes.
stared for a moment, and almost in a Muppet face-like fashion, he just screams out, tongue flailing in the air,
We left her alone for 10 minutes.
The boy walks up to Amara. Randall goes, that's wrong, and he points at the reindeer.
What do you
That is-
mean?
That's totally
It's not
wrong.
wrong. It's Santa's reindeer.
Its name's not Santa. It's Jubilee. Where are you from? Jubilee
Hey,
rides
you-
around. No, Jubilee runs around with a giant red dragon who pulls the sleigh and gives all the good boys and girls presents. That's the way it goes
Well-
here.
Well,
Orange
Well-
goes to Boston.
by Sinterklaas, and Sinterklaas gets pulled by reindeer, and everyone knows that. And this is Sinterklaas, and this is his reindeer,
Nah.
Rictavio.
Rictavio?
No, let's call him Rodolfo.
Rodolfo? Yeah, and he like,
Sinterklaas and Rodolfo.
oh my god. Alright, so I got ideas with the kid, but I won't get into them. So you guys can continue your scene before the kid gets into a mode.
Boston, I think we need to get everybody in line. We need to make sure we get his parents as soon as possible, I think.
Yes, although, as I said, if there's no one else to look after him in this house, I feel that we might need to leave him with a family friend for now.
I agree. We need to. I think we need to find that fast and then just get on with this. The sooner we find him, the better. I think.
So Kronk's in the pond, just floating around.
my character's just looking over Kronk, dead, pissed, drunk, and then looking back over Amara messing with a kid as they're debating about.
Yeah, and the kid's
And he
over
just
there
looks
by your
over and
tower. Yeah, but the kid's over there by the tower, and he's trying to push it over.
And he, lo-
No!
You're
He
doing it
looks over.
wrong! Whoosh. And yeah,
he
he
looks
pushes your
over at
tower
these
over.
two.
Then how will the rock people go down the water slide?
Well, they'll just have to fall then, won't they? And he kicks the
Oh,
rest of it.
that's not accurate for a capitalist society, you...
Or
She doesn't insult him, but she's like gets upset.
Yeah,
Or
and
it's-
that's...
you know, both. Okay, we need to cool down.
Wait a minute, did they break the back door?
Boston, please help me. I can't stand this anymore. I want to go back home.
We need to find a place to bring you, so that you'll be safe while we're gone trying to find your parents.
Still
Okay.
haven't found his parents?
No, they're
Trent.
not home.
When he says that,
Well, that's because they weren't home to begin with. They were on the road, weren't they?
hits his head again.
Duh. The kid sticks his
Oh,
tongue out
and
at-
she
at
starts
Amara.
doing a little math in the sand.
Well, if you think about it,
Boston,
And she
look.
Kind of like whispers into Surfix's ear. Could you do me a favor and repair the door and lock the doors behind us? We should be leaving soon.
He looks at her and says,
I'm not a carpenter, Faustus.
"Oh,
Did you
I
just
can't
delete your
repair
token?
damage.
sorry, I'm over here.
But Imara,
Oh, okay.
if you think about it, your parents were never home to begin with,
And she kind of starts drawing in the sand again.
you guys were en route in this place over here, and then something happened. You said
Mhm.
you said your mother hugged you and squeezed you, and then you came over here.
Uh-huh,
Right?
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
From the sounds of things, it sounded like your mother took you to a different place. Do you know if she can cast magic or anything like that?
Oh yeah, she has a rock on me, so she could hear what what we were talking about.
Yeah, but was she paying attention was the story, though.
Probably not.
Yeah. She was busy. She was
like-
very busy.
It's like, Imara,
Mm-hmm.
we can update you on the details on the way, but could you please prepare the door that you broke?
Krunk, no!
What is
break
Kronk
a
doing?
door?
What is Kronk doing?
He's
What do you-
Woodcarver till is drunk repairing a door.
As far as Faustus knows, like Krunk has been off over there for a while.
Yeah, so get this, Kronk. You're trying to fix the door. You manage to undo the second hinge, and it just falls on top of you. But then again, you're a turtle, and it just kind of like rolls off your back.
The door is unstuck now.
Krunk, that wasn't the problem. Just
Broke the thing.
With
It's
that,
a-
his character says,
We've been trying to save this child, but we broke in and entered his own home and destroyed his property. I think we did enough here. Let's just
I
find
think
someone to take
I
care of
made
him and leave.
Wait, what did you
I
guys
think I
do?
made it better.
Oren's thinking in his head, why didn't he just unlock the door instead of pull the door off the hinge?
Those are good questions, right? If only somebody would actually ask him that and find out the answer.
he's too drunk.
Yeah, now's probably not a good time. So yeah, the little kid sitting
I'm
down
gonna
in the...
hold
Go ahead.
Amara, I'm gonna hold the door up. Mend it for me, please.
Didn't say the magic word.
Oh, I can't say open sesame.
I mean, he
Oh,
did
Sorry, I
say,
didn't hear you.
he did
There's a
say
very good
please on
reason
my end
Krunk
on the other
breaks
part.
doors.
I said please.
Oh, you keep cutting out. I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
I said
Okay.
please.
Okay.
Door fixed. Boom,
Yeah.
mending.
Bert, you don't even have to use men. All you had to do is literally take the two hinges and put them back where they belong.
He
But
hits
yeah.
the door with a hammer and it magically flies back into the frame.
Yeah, absolutely. And the hinges are back in place. I guess the mending spell would reach that top one that you couldn't reach and then just put it right back into place. But yeah, the door has been fixed. And the kid's sitting in
Vandal,
the
is
front
everything
room.
alright?
Yeah,
Oh, why are we here?
this is
Well,
my
we
house
kinda-
and you need to go. He points at her specifically.
We kind of have an idea of where we
Hey.
need to go, but we
And
need
she leaves.
Good. I'm glad she's gone. He says to those around him.
Yeah, taking Faustus, Surfix is just gonna walk around the house to walk to the front, but he is gonna slightly mention though while he does this that
Hey, Faustus, please don't tell everyone else, but I stole from the safe.
It's kind of like makes a zipper motion across his lips.
Mm.
Thank you.
All right, so where
and
we
you know what?
are we dragging the kid
Actually,
somewhere
hold on,
with?
hold on.
Well, no. Let me ask. Brando is going with who? Oren,
What's up?
Are you taking him or Faustus?
Oh, I thought he was going with Faustus.
All right, then I'll go with Faustus. I was just wanting to check.
I assumed the same.
All right, that's fine. I wanted to make sure because I needed to know where he was actually going. Because
Then, yeah,
the only
I
reason I
recall
asked
saying
that
that.
is because Oren was like saying we need to do this, and I thought he was going to push the directive. So to speak. But
Yeah, so Faustus kind of like leans down again. It's like, now I know you don't want to leave your house, but we can't leave you alone. I hope you understand that.
I guess.
Besides, you'll be able to stay with a friend for a while we sort everything out with your parents.
He looks at you with a guilty face.
What's the matter?
I think I was mean to that girl.
Hmm.
I didn't mean it.
What do you think?
I didn't mean it. Like, she's He's stumbling on his words as he's like trying to explain it. Just I don't know. And he gets frustrated. Ugh, no, it's nothing. Where are we going?
Don't worry. Don't worry about anything. You just have to. We just need to get you to a safe place, and then we can find your parents, and then everything will be all right again for you.
Okay.
You're going through hard times, so don't worry about anything. Let's just get you safe, and then we'll take care of things for you.
So, what's the directive? What are we doing?
Probably ask Randall to lead us to what he remembers to be a friend's house.
Yeah, he stops in the foyer and shuffles.
Randall?
I don't have any friends around here.
Well, what about your neighbor?
I don't know them. Like, my mom visits with them, but I don't know them.
What about ask one of the barmaids from the tavern?
Oh, what a great place to leave a kid.
Yeah,
how about
piping us because that will never work.
How about we might need to consult the local guard to see if they have a place where he can stay for the time being then.
That's a good idea.
It's you could trust the guard to keep in a good eye on you until everything's all sorted.
I guess.
Maybe he'll show you his weapons.
It won't be for long anyways. It's only gonna be for a short time.
Alright,
so... It's, Faustus will lead out his hand. It's like, come along then.
Takes your hand and you lead him on. And I take it we all head outside to the front, where everybody else is playing with the cup?
Yep.
God, fucking Krunk and Amara.
Yeah. Well, you're in the backyard. Are
Wow!
you gonna get up here?
She like
I'll ask Faustus if I could see the book so I can show Amara the book while we're walking, so then he can concentrate on Reynolds.
So he takes the he pulls out the book and hands it to him.
Okay, let's see if I don't know. She created that crazy amusement park. Maybe she can read this.
She's crazy. That's the reasoning, which I find hilarious. Alright, so everybody's outside, and go ahead, Amara. What are we doing? You and Crump?
She took a sip from the cup and she was like,
wow! Like, woo! Like her little pigtails get twisted in a tizzy, and she's like, woo!
I don't think there was enough in there to get you drunk, but if you feel you need it, make a con save.
I just don't think it agrees with her.
I mean, it's sweet.
Or wait, a Constitution saving throw.
Yeah, you can make the save. Yeah.
Efficiency with it.
Yeah, I mean,
Either
that's
way,
fair.
it's a 10.
10's average on this, and it wasn't like a drop or so, or whatever he had in there. Not enough to get you totally tipped, but yeah, it's definitely leaving an awkward taste in your mouth.
It's like, wah, wah.
It is sweet, like the beehive.
It tastes bad.
And you see Orin and the others come out.
Okay, everybody, I think we should head to the gate and see the guards before we head out.
But why are we here? Like, she...
Again, we will update you once we've taken care of Randall for the time being.
And Orin had the book out and then puts it back because after Amara said that, he's like, not a good time.
Not a good time? Oh boy. Alright, so...
Show her the book.
Yeah, so now you guys are on the road. You're traveling to a nearby guard post, I assume? Or you're looking for guards?
Yes.
Right. Yeah, you don't necessarily have to go all the way to the gate. I mean, even Surfit could say, yeah, there's probably a guard post nearby that we can report to.
Yeah. On the way, though, Surfit is going to count the money in that pouch, though.
Alright. Do you do that with people noticing?
Actually, no. Better yet, no, because he is leading everyone, so he's not going to do it yet.
I took a look in our Discord. Yes, Silhouette. I love that picture with the cat throwing the thing at the computer. All right. Anyway.
What?
I
What
was
did I
looking.
do? Oh,
Or,
yeah.
yeah.
Memes.
Love it. All right. So you want to know how much was in there? Let's see what else we have here. I wrote that down. All right. Did you say you were keeping it secret?
I mean,
Or
it
you?
pretty much be it would be in his own personal gold pouch by this point.
All right. You have 500 gold.
Oh,
Yeah, there was a big lump sum in there.
thank you.
Poor Randall's family. Their life savings has just been pickpocketed. Don't worry about that. Anyway, so you're back there count. Yeah, you're counting your little sack, and you got a scroll. You got this bag, and you're all happy about what you found. Is there any conversation being had while you guys are traveling to the guard post?
Kronk's just going to point out random trees and fungus on the way there and go into the very monotone speech about each one.
Kid yawns. Yeah. But yeah.
Or done getting this done so they can start moving north.
All right, so we'll go ahead and transition as you kind of like meet up with a couple of guards at the post. So basically, in the city, there are several little outposts that are set up to handle the local vicinity as far as patrol duties and taking care of the law and stuff like that, and also where they hold prisoners at time until they can transport them to an actual jail. So you come across one of these guard outposts that are in the city, and probably takes you about 3 or 4 blocks to get there. And yeah, you talk to a random guard. He looks up and down and says, "What do you need?"
It seems that this little one, and he kind of like goes to Randall, is in a bit of a situation. His parents have gone missing, and there's no one else to take care of him for the present.
Oh, you want to drop him off here then? Okay, I see what's going on.
But if you could just find a place that would be able to look after him until we can sort it out. We plan on going to making we've charged ourselves with looking for his family.
All right. Yeah. All right. Let's see here. Who's your mom and dad? He kind of like asks the general questions, finds out who the kid is and everything. It's like, oh, absolutely, we'll take care of this right away. You can leave him with us. We'll find him a place to have some fun. I know the guard post ain't the way. Jeffrey. Yeah. He calls some random guard named Jeffrey. He's like, take this young one over to the missus. He'll know what to do. And he kind of like, all right, come on. Me and you, let's go. So at this point, Randall is leaving you guys. Unless you have anything else you want to say here.
It's a have no worries.
Okay, first let's go with Faustus.
It's we'll be back before you know it.
He breaks away from the guard for a moment and he walks up to Amara. And he looks down, he's like...
She hops down from Kronk's shell.
Yeah, he looks down at the ground and he's kind of like shuffling his feet. And he's like, sorry. He says in a very low hum. Might not even hurt him. Sorry. Didn't mean knock your castle over.
It's alright. I probably could have built a better one anyways.
And then his face turns from being sorry to being scorned again. He's like, why you gotta be proving yourself like this? And he walks back to the guard.
Faustus kind of giggles to himself in the corner.
Yeah, and he goes with the guard. And then, as if it was like your way of saying hello, he sticks his tongue out at you and goes, nah. And he gets taken away. And the guard's like, all right, enough of that attitude, young man. And he's like, don't worry, I'll behave. And they wander off.
I'd like to make note, this family's gonna come back to their house just all moved around, the ale all drunken, and a circus behind the house.
And a safe rob.
Do not worry. I will make sure we pan through the parents finding out what happens if we retrieve them successfully. We will have that moment, whether or not you are there. All right. So from here, you want to transition into doing what exactly?
Mara's gonna turn to the party like, I really don't think he likes me. Did I do something wrong?
No, it's just
He's just a young boy being a young boy.
Yeah, because
Hmm?
Mara, you really can't do anything wrong. It's
Really?
alright. Said, yeah.
don't encourage Surfik.
And
Every-
Little Steven Universe stars in her eyes. She's like, wow.
yeah. So what I will ask of you guys now, if you want to like take a moment, decide what we're going to do next, we could take a quick 5-minute break, get some drinks, get some restroom breaks in if we
Yeah.
need it. You guys good for that?
Yeah, sounds good.
Yoki doke.
All right.
Sounds good.
Yeah. So, my viewers, my friends, thank you for coming in tonight. And we are watching these wonderful people go through Elsparia. And I was looking so forward to this. Glad we're through that part. And we will BRB, guys. Stay tuned.
So I noticed I just got a severe weather warning. So
Okay.
we just here.
Yeah.
So might be why I'm having issues with my voice and stuff like that.
Yeah, that
And
could be
if
it. I know
disappear,
there. I know we're back now, everybody. Welcome back to everybody here. Yeah, I think I remember there was some tornadoes that were hit somewhere that kind of devastated some areas. Hope everything works out for those people. I realized it's like a F1 or something like that, and it really did a lot of damage. So best of luck to those who were caught up in that. But at any rate, bad times and all, and storms, and then all this other stuff, right? All right. Well, let's get back into this as we are dropping off Randall and about to go our own way, set out on our own goals. What would you guys like to do to approach that? I know we kind of like chat a little bit, but now we'll tell everybody else what we're doing.
So, what exactly are we doing?
well, we need to find the boy's parents is our main concern. Faustus and Surfik found some stuff up in their bedroom.
What kind of stuff?
Well, it appears that they've had, well, either associations or maybe even be a part of, we're not exactly sure, of a group called Hill of the Hawk.
Hill of the Hawk.
I'm gonna roll a history check.
All right.
A1.
Now, for you, Hill of the Hawk doesn't make sense, even with that 21. But there's been this organization known as the Hill of Might that was talked about a long time ago. Like, it's come up in conversations around you a few times. Like, whenever there's a political conversation, the Hill of Might has been known as an organization that tries to corrupt from within, and they've been purged for about 10 years now, and nobody's really heard any activity from them. But the Hill of the Hawk, I don't know, maybe has something to do with the same organization. It's kind of like where it's connecting dots.
Interesting.
At any rate, it appears that for whatever reason they were, it's not exactly 100% clear, but it is possible that they were being threatened by this group, and were made to offer something as protection of sorts.
And I think
we'll
that,
be able to...
Sorry, Oren, go ahead.
and I think this group is associated with that Rita woman that we saw at Scarlet's, because she mentioned something about Northmen, and they would be north of the area, and Rita would be heading that direction. So
she did have a talon around her neck.
Right. Oh, yeah, talon. Hawks have talons.
It's true.
Actually, I think one of you literally identified it as above game. I think one of you literally identified it as a Hawk's Talon.
Like Oren
Yeah.
knows this is who he's looking for as far as group-wise goes.
So I think these might be the people that I'm looking for.
Perhaps.
Well, it is still quite a mystery what they wanted with their parents, but I suppose that we'll have to find out for ourselves if we can find them.
Did you guys find anything at the workshop that his parents worked at? In theory, if they were holding them ransom for any transactions, you might be able to find some paperwork in a place of business.
Well, there was this book that Faustus found, but we can't make heads or tails of it. If you want to look at it, and maybe
she puts out her hands like, gimme, gimme, gimme.
Because
We also found a spell book.
May I?
It very much seems that Randall had no idea. He told me when in our initial conversation that he'd never seen magic before.
And Mara starts like bringing these clues together, and she first identifies the book that Oren gave her.
Using the spell identify?
Oh, first, what kind of book is this?
Okay, the spell book or the big book?
Not the spell book, the
Okay.
book Orin gave her. The one they
Uh,
can't make heads or tails of.
Yeah, on the title it says "When the Hill Never Rises." Basically opening up the covers and you start to read. It's definitely like in some kind of jargon. So I need you to make an intelligence investigation if you want to try to discern it.
Investigation.
Very nice.
Nice.
And she like sits cross-legged in the middle of the road and starts reading it.
So, yeah, as you spend time browsing through, and if you let her do this, this book tells you of the fall of the Hill of Might almost 10 years prior. The book explains how a group of mages that broke off from the Arcana, the mages of the Arcana, made their way into the group in Timor Kingdom and assisted them in overthrowing the throne. Princess Ray was secured away from the castle when this happened, and word spread of the twins of legend that came to the aid of the kingdom. The name Danilo and Sparrow Deonte come up. The last name is Deonte. And were said to have led a charge of well-trained adventurers to seize the group responsible for this coup de grace. The heel receded back, and only now do they seem to be returning after trying to appease the divines that could aid in perhaps the destruction of the twins and also bring fame and fortune back to the group as well. And it's hidden in a lot of different jargon, like maybe a thief could have, like somebody who knew thieves could easily make it out, but it's like using backward logic on some of the wording and trying to be discernive, but you're able to piece it together.
Imara's backwards enough to put it together, and she reads aloud, "Once upon a time," and she literally says that entire tale to you all in plain English.
Looks like I was.
And she
Repeat it.
closes the book. The end.
It is now about 7 p.m.
And it sounds like, whatever this organization is, it sounds like a second resurgence, but they're rebranding themselves. Perhaps using a different name might help their cause?
Of the Hawks, they stay hidden because if people know their Hill of Might, that might be an idea for them to just hide themselves from their enemies or people that might know of who they are.
You do have a point, but oftentimes in organizations, when they assume new leadership, they often rebrand themselves under the ideas of the new leader. It happens all the time in war.
True.
When new ones rise.
Well, looks like we know the name of the enemy, of who took the parents, and their history. It does not sound good.
That does not explain why that they would want the parents in the first place. Gimme, and she like
Fingers for like gimme hands at the spell book.
Well, the note says "or else," so maybe they weren't able to supply them with everything that they were given. So maybe they took the parents as hostages as payment, or something.
Then why wouldn't they take the son?
I think
Because the parents saved him.
the mother probably teleported him.
Well, we'll find out. And she's like, gimme the spell book.
All right,
I believe Surfect had it.
Oh,
Perfect. Gimme.
Are you muted, Surfect?
Perfect.
Oh,
Good lord,
sorry.
did we lose
Yeah, that's
My,
your name,
my
right?
computer. Sorry about that. My computer is being. What's up?
Do you give her the spell book?
Mara, you have the spell book, and Mara does her little grabby gimme hand. She's like,
Gimme.
Orin has it.
Oh, did Orin?
oh
have it?
right.
Gimme.
She don't
Wait.
care. Give it here.
I gave it to the boy.
No, you didn't. I definitely
Yeah, I
know
did.
you didn't do that.
I thought I gave it to him because I said, "Oh, do you recognize this?"
Yeah,
And he
you
said,
asked him if he recognized it. He said no. I don't
"Oh,
rec-
I intended to give it to him when
Yeah.
I did that."
Yeah, he didn't take it.
Okay, cool. So, yeah, this is it.
I flipped through the spell book.
You would be able to read spells, right? Like,
Of course, I am an artificer, as
Yeah,
I cough
yeah.
on my nails and rub them on the collar of my shirt while
Yeah.
social distancing from myself.
Yeah, yeah. So one of the spells is blink. Another one is find familiar.
Hmm.
And let's see, what's another good one? Dispel magic.
Ooh.
Yeah, write those down because I won't be keeping track of them.
Right.
I mean, maybe I should. What did I tell you? Blink, dispel, and
Blink, find familiar, and dispel
find.
magic.
Alright, yeah, let me add that. Like I had it set up to have it like 3 random spells, and if there was like a wizard in the group, I would have it to where I'd custom make it towards them a little bit, but we don't have that. Yet.
Is it possible to learn these spells as an artificer since I'm an intelligence-based caster?
I don't know. Do you have to learn spells?
Artificers don't have the. I mean, like artificers, because of like how they prepare their spells. Because like you can basically prepare as many spells as you want that you can cast at your level, and you can prepare. Basically, you don't need to learn spells because you can just prepare them on any given day.
Okay.
Yeah, but see,
However,
artificers.
However,
artificers-
as the warlock who eventually plans on taking a certain feature within a level, he might actually appreciate that spell book if we could keep it.
We're not getting rid of it by any means.
Okay.
Okay.
There's only one spell, but yeah.
Good heavens, why would we? She kind of flips through this thing a little bit, and she's going to kind of not cast identify, but identify the powerful level of magic that a caster of this magnitude would be rocking. Around what level, what type of mage would be able to dabble in these affairs?
Well, you would know that blink is a transmutation spell at the 3rd level, and dispel magic is a 3rd level abjuration. Or as find familiar, I believe that's a 1st level
So,
conjure.
as far as 2 3rd level spells are concerned, it sounds like the caster was around 5th or 6th level, maybe?
What's a
Perhaps.
level?
5th?
Yeah, what are these things you speak
If
of?
a wizard. So I'm going to translate this into terms that are, because I'm sure there's ways of gauging power level in the Dungeons and Dragons world.
If you were to, like, just as a suggestion from me, if you were to look at it,
If I were to surmise this, you said she was the mother, right?
Yes.
If I were to surmise she's pretty powerful. Probably even more powerful than Faustus. I'd say she's 3 Faustuses.
3 Faustuses.
So she's squishy.
3 times as likely to die? What?
Explain why she's missing.
Well, she is certain. She does seem to be a bit more read in the wizarding magics.
Also, Amara, what you would also know is this isn't her main spell book. Like, this is like something she kept away, so like if she would never lose these spells. That's why it's like in a small little diary like form instead of a regular spell book.
So it's just like a pocket spell book kind of a thing.
Although
She might even be more than Faustus. Wow.
Might be. You
but
never know.
I certainly have no doubt. It's like I've done my best to study in my youth, but
Surfik, where did you find this spell book, anyways?
Because
I found it around the bed.
Did around the what?
Around the bed.
It's like it's near her bed, so this could be like an escape plan for her. Blink, I think, is just in case someone attacks them at night. So maybe they are a little
Why
paranoid.
would she hide this by her pillow?
Like I said, maybe it's if someone breaks into the house at night.
So maybe they knew someone was coming.
They might, but I think we need to. The longer we track down the kidnappers, the longer it'll take to find them.
Surfeit continuously sweat drop.
So, question. I know you're talking and walking. Do you have a direction?
To
Take the north route outside town.
Or
Like
did
the one
somebody
carts
need
would
to...
travel.
Yeah, but did somebody need to check in somewhere first? Perfect. Did you need to check in or anything, or what? What were you?
It's
what
like
are you...
yeah.
if it's all
hold on.
might I suggest that we get a fresh start in the morning? It's already getting quite late, and some of us may have business.
Yeah, with that, because
I didn't think I'd. Is this all really sudden? Just leave everything home. I have a lot of people I need to talk to before I leave. If I do this, you don't understand. This is my home. It's my life. I go to school here. Can't just leave automatically.
Well, you don't have much. You take, the longer it's. We have to rescue them. The longer we take, the more risk they are going to be at. We don't know who these are.
well, because
I'm not really. I'm not really obligated to be a hero. I'm just a student at a school. I literally just live with my professor.
The music turns into this.
Well, we
That's
are
hilarious.
planning on coming back. It's not like we're going to be gone forever. We have to come back. We're going to rescue his parents and bring them back.
He has a point, you know. Why
So
don't we
there's
just
no reason.
inform the local authorities?
looking a little annoyed because
You keep assuming we.
If
I-
you're not coming, then
Oren, could you please? It's Faustus is like kind of snaps for a moment. It's like, Surfect, how about we go talk amongst ourselves?
Just. All right.
this
It's like,
he begins.
I think we all need to cool down for just a while. And just like kind of like takes him off to the side.
All right.
It's, you're really concerned about all this, aren't you?
This is
I met all of you in a tavern not 3 days ago. And I'm already being dragged out of town to go on to some search and rescue mission with a crazy cleric, a turtle who can't handle his alcohol, a really cute girl that has a really odd way of creating things, and, I don't know.
I think I understand you. So, by all accounts, you have every right to simply drop everything and go off and do as you wish.
The only person that I can find any kind of semblance of talking with in this group is you. I mean, I understand Amara sometimes, but you're the only person I seem to really connect with. Everyone else just seems weird. If I were to leave, I have everything here. I have a home, I have a way of life. I can't just leave. I'm gonna have to talk to my professor before I go, anyway.
Yes, just understand that just no matter what the others say, it's that it is ultimately your decision to make. But, you know, as my own personal hero, it's I would very much be comfortable if you did come along with us.
I did save you a lot.
he kind of just chirps up.
So yes, I did not exactly prepare myself for all of this when I came to this town. But just know that it is ultimately your decision. It's like I've made a promise to that boy, and I intend on keeping it, even if it's not exactly the reason I came here.
All right then. All right, I have one thing to ask you then. If I do this, Faustus, I want to know. I want to know everything. Tell me about your side of the story. What's going on? If you can't do that, then how can I trust you? How can I trust anyone here? I'm going to trust going in this group, going to God's nowhere. Let me at least have some way of knowing what I'm doing.
Faustus thinks on it for a moment and then responds, "Well, I suppose I owe you that much. Frankly, I do owe you a lot as it is. So, it's perhaps over drinks, but in a private room.
All right.
I'll order the wine myself."
He just chirps like,
All right. Well, you should probably find some place for you to sleep. And I have to go home and talk to Marcaith.
You do what you need to. As you said, it is your home.
Faustus, I need a perception check, and Imara, Kronk, and Orin, you can make a perception check as well.
wait, what about me?
Nope, I'm leaving you out. You're busy moping.
But I'm talking to Faustus.
Don't worry, you're not noticing. Apparently this is happening behind your back. Alright, I think I got... Yeah, Kronk's the only one I noticed, but that's not relative to what you guys know. Kronk, you see Shella in one of the nearby alleyways just peeking her head, keeping an eye on a conversation that's taking place just a little ways from you, watching Faustus and surfing.
Imara, there's that dog in that alley over there.
The dog.
She's in the middle of like telling Orin,
But you didn't answer my question. This is beyond what?
and she looks.
So let's kind of like recap on this real quick. So you guys are having a conversation. I want to recap because maybe not everybody can read it. So
All right.
Hey, Orin,
Yes, Samara.
why do we have to go save them?
Well, we need to save his parents because it's better off that he lives with his parents and not knowing if his parents are alive or not will be a terrible ordeal for him.
Why us?
Well, he has no one else to talk to or ask for help. We ran into him, so we kind of picked up the ordeal ourselves. And we kind of told him we would do it for him.
You may be. I'm not sure.
True. I did.
Oh, then she like presses spells in your face, and she says,
I don't know how to make this kind of stuff. It's really powerful. Maybe we should just talk to the guards.
I don't think the guards will do much
Why not? It's their job to protect and serve the peace.
in the town. This is outside the town. And honestly, he should have his parents. This is sort of personal. I never got to know my true parents. No one saved them when I was a baby. So, I think we should rescue him. What if your father was in danger? Would you not want to go save him?
Well, of course I try and help, but I don't know if I can't.
and Kronk is like, look over there, and she's like, oh, puppy!
yeah, okay, so now we caught up. And yeah, Kronk, you could have injected there that it's your duty to save people if you want.
Sorry, I was just listening.
Yeah, you had a script in here too, friend. So yeah, but yeah, that's perfectly fine. And you point out the puppy, and Amara's attention has been distracted from that conversation. What do you guys want to do?
Come here, girl! Come here, girl!
You see her ears flicker towards the whistling, and she's like pulling her ears, like stop that, and then continuing to look towards Faustus and Surfeit.
I think she's looking at Faustus. There's nothing to worry about.
You think that she
Like, she like gets up to you, and she's like,
likes Faustus? I've read about that.
Yeah, I think so. I think it was pretty evident when she thought she saved his life.
With CRP.
Wow.
Hmm.
Maybe we could ask her to help the parents.
Hold on, Oren, you cut out. What'd you say?
Couldn't help into a better guy, don't you think, Amara?
Couldn't have happened to a better guy.
She's like, I don't understand. She like looks at you like I don't understand.
A kobold and Faustus. Together. Lovers.
What's lovers?
God.
I was talking about man's best friend, but what you're talking about is lovers.
I think you're a little too young for this, Amara.
Not that young.
Well, how old are you?
I'm and she starts counting. Still counting. And she's moving to the other hand. I'm gonna get back to you guys on that. Give me a second. Go to another scene.
All right, so we go back to Faustus and Surfik, continuing with their discussion. I think we had a plan of action that we were talking about, right?
Mhm.
So Surfik.
Yes, you take care of what needs to be done.
He says,
Alright. It might be a good idea for you guys to find some place to sleep tonight.
I suppose I've never really slept in the town like this before. Where do people normally stay again?
Taverns. Go to the one you met me in. Ask them about me and say I sent you. It might give you a discount.
Oh, I suppose that would be convenient. I believe I remember where it was.
So what's the plan here? Is Surfik going to go on his own and the rest of you are going to team up, or is there a big break going on?
We're just waiting for them to come back.
Okay,
Yeah.
so yeah.
So like at the very least, Faustus will make his way back toward where the group was.
All right, Faustus.
Like sort of like leaving it open if Surfik wants to follow or not.
Mm-hmm. So with
yeah,
oh, go ahead, Surfik.
yeah, Surfik literally has his own home. He'd be kind of...
Just
you
tell
have to
me if
tell
you're
us where
going or
Professor
not.
lives.
I need to know if you're going back to the group or are you splitting off now.
He's splitting off.
All right, so he splits off. Faustus, I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
It's the stairs, isn't it? Somehow there are stairs.
I
in this
swear to
room.
God.
There's a fire escape right above you, and it hits you in the head. Now you purposely step on a piece of rope, but then all of a sudden you feel your foot slip. The rope doesn't get your foot or anything, but everybody else that was paying attention to Shella, she like pulls this rope and she's like, "Nyeh!" And then she curses like, "Damn it!" and starts to run back into the alley.
You got a stalker, dude. Imara
What on
finishes
earth?
calculating, and she goes,
I'm 151,848.
Wait, what?
That
Are
seconds
you
or
not
years?
human?
Faustus just blinks like, what did I just walk in on?
If we cut her leg in half and count the rings, we can find out.
Okay, that brings up.
Disaster! Disaster!
Wee.
Are you human?
All right.
Come on, you guys. I have a hammer and a hatchet,
As,
and I'll make your shell prettier.
as Shilra's gonna try to run away,
Hey,
I'm gonna
go right
cast Dust
ahead.
on her.
Hold on. Yeah, go ahead there, Crump.
I'm gonna try to push Shilra back at us.
You're gonna push Imara?
No. Oh.
No, Shelly.
Oh, Shella went down the alleyway.
Oh.
You want to do what now? I might have
Try
missed
to kind of push to stop her using Gust.
it. Probably.
Is she 30 feet?
Yeah, like she's kind of like cut into an alleyway where you can't see her now.
Okay.
Yeah, she kind of like dashed into that alleyway after she did her action and bolted after an unsuccessful trap springing.
Imara, are you a human?
I mean, I should be.
Like, she kind of looks at herself.
But humans can't live that long.
They live for way longer.
Was the time in seconds? Minutes? Hours? Who knows?
Yeah.
Hours.
Hours?
She didn't
what was
tell
the
us.
number
She doesn't
again?
say that. I'm telling the DM.
Yeah, okay, cool.
You guys have to wonder.
I don't think you're a human.
Well, I don't think you're human.
Like, she looks at you.
I'm
not
32.
human.
I at least know I'm human.
I'm 32. And there's no way if you're human, you're older than me.
That would make you.
And she starts calculating your age.
Anyway, while that's happening,
Yeah, we need to go somewhere, right? Go ahead, Faustus.
well, then, Surfect is going to take care of his own business. He may or may not be joining us, but I'm going to take a bit of my own advice, and I'm going to rest for the night.
What time is it right now?
Well, you had her read the entire book to you, so it's about 7 in the evening now.
It's well, it might be good to get a start as early as possible. I don't believe that it is the right time or really the right situation.
Well, if we get out at 5, we'll be fine. But we need to let Surfic know what time we're leaving.
So, if he's made his decision, he'll know where to find me at the very least. But I plan on returning to the tavern and taking my stay there for the night.
Sleep would be good before a long day of travel.
Yes, we have been traveling quite a lot today.
Everybody's
You
consensus.
guys can go do that. I think I'm gonna go rock collecting.
So,
But at the very least, if we're all going to go our separate ways for the time being, let's all just agree to meet in front of the tavern where we all met.
Still think it would be better to start out. But
That is your decision to make. And it kind of like gives a stare.
Mhm. All right, so to kind of like expedite this part of the scene, do we want to? I know we got some ideas of what we're going to do in the meantime, but for clarification, I guess we're eventually going to be meeting in front of the tavern early in the morning. At least that's what everybody's assumption is. Point, right?
That is correct.
And right now, we only know that Faustus is heading to the tavern. Imara's skipping off, doing whatever she wants. Where does Orn plan on going? Where does Kronk plan on going? And then we'll start going to the scenes where more people are first, and then work our way down.
I think Warren will go to the tavern. I don't know. I'm thinking about, should I go to the... No.
Kronk, do you have an idea what you want to do? Like, you're yourself now. You're no longer under the influence.
Yeah, no, Kronk's just going to the tavern to
All right.
have a quiet night.
So we know for sure Faustus and Kronk, and you're still deciding there, Orin, or what do you want to do?
I guess since I'm in town, I'll go see the professor and then head back to the tavern.
Yeah, because you did have a thing that you can talk to him with. All right, that's cool. So to the tavern, to the professor with Surfic following him first, and then Amara just wandering the streets to find whatever she could find.
She's actually going to the Masons Guild.
All right, cool. That sounds great. So let's start with tavern for a little bit. So we see the scene transition as everybody kind of goes in their different directions. And then we see Kronk and Faustus enter into the tavern. I believe we had a name for it. I will bring it back up in case we forgot. But if you remember, feel free to say it. Is the Golden
It has been a hot minute.
It is called the Golden Tambourine. And as you enter into the tavern, you can see a stage filled with dancers in red silks and a blonde haired woman who has like a pale skin under her neckline, but she's dressed in very scantily clothing. And there's like another woman who's dressed in green cloaks, almost like a rangerish type person, but she's playing a flute for her and she's making music. And off to one corner, you can see a woman dressed in blue silks, and she's got like a black blindfold over her eyes, and she's got long black hair, and she's just kind of like listening to the music in her own little corner. But when you enter in, you pretty much see, usual visitors. These were just the oddities that you caught in here. And yeah, you can take a seat at the bar, you can take a seat at a table, and I can actually transition us to an actual tavern. You can do that. Where's my tavern? It is over here. There you go, friends.
Yes, I guess Faustus would first walk up to, I suppose walk up or to the bar itself. It's like, excuse me.
Yes.
It's I'm told that you sell rooms here.
Oh, we rent rooms, of course. What would you like?
Oh, just a room for myself for the night, if that's all right.
Oh, one bed? Well, let's see here. Looks like there is a bed, two beds in each room. Alright, so I have 4 rooms with 2 beds, and then I have 1 room with 4 beds. The 2 bedrooms are 5 silver, and it's a gold piece for the 4.
It's I'll just take one of the 2 bedrooms, I suppose.
Alright, 5 silver. And Kronk is there with you. Heck, you can probably split a room together if you want.
You could share a room. I don't take up much space.
Looks up at the big turtle. I'm sure you believe that.
I've never fallen out of a bed before. I cannot be that big.
Looks at his shell. Of course. and then turns back to the maiden. Also, is dinner still running?
Yes, we can get you a plate out if you want.
But I would like that very much, thank you.
Very well. And she will see about getting you some dinner. And I'm just looking for a token. That's why I'm kind of like lost in translation at the moment. But yeah, so you have a room, you're able to sit down, enjoy a meal. Like, I know there's no actual place for a stage, but let's like pretend that this wall goes out further and there's like a stage there, if you don't mind. But yeah. You'd think I'd be able to find these tokens that I'm looking for already. Oh, they were further down. Boy, these are some very old tokens.
It's like Faustus will move himself to a table, like at least in view of the performing stage.
Mm-hmm. Right, where are you? I know you're in here somewhere. Might have to actually find this token. That's what it's going to be. Well, if you can live with the description of where I told you they were, I will forego looking for tokens. But yeah, there's a couple interesting people. At least this woman, I guess. Some lady over there dancing. There's another one who's next to her who's just playing music, and then the other woman is kind of like where this lady is. Let me pick her out of her. She's just watching.
So Faustus even kind of like leans over. It's like, quite the show, don't you think?
You see this woman with the blindfold kind of like look in your direction as if not to be impolite. She nods simply. They are very wonderful. Yeah. I found the tokens out. Okay, me. There you go. So there's a stage up here. This girl's dancing. This girl's playing music, and then this woman here is just got a blindfold over her face and blue silks and stuff. She tells you, yes, they're dancing. It's very appealing. Hope you enjoy.
It's if you don't mind me asking,
Hmm?
are you able to see their dancing?
More than anyone. Smiles at you softly. Something troubling you? You seem paused.
Oh, just quite the day, I suppose.
Quite the day. Well, hopefully you can dance the day away with the lovelies that are on the stage. Otherwise, if you need an ear.
I'm sorry, what was that last bit?
Oh, she says, like, if you need an ear, and she kind of like offers a seat next to her.
It's I guess he just kind of like does make his way over. It's have you any family?
Awfully strong opener there, friend. But she doesn't say that.
No,
That's
no.
the DM saying it. No. Do you say that? That's fine if you do.
I mean, he says it more like maybe as like the up front. It's just like
She kind of motions to the stage and says, "Here are my family."
it's like, oh, so you travel with them?
Indeed. You're familiar to me. Are you from Parenthia by chance?
Kind of like has like eyes are like open a bit. It's like, yes, I am in fact from Parenthia, but I'm afraid that I.
Excuse me, it's probably your accent that threw me off. But nice to hear somebody from my homeland. Yes, I travel with these girls.
Oh, you're quite the ways from Parenthia.
As are you.
Well, I suppose the reason I'm here is that, well, for the same reason I've been a bit contemplative. I'm afraid I may have disappointed my own family, and I don't quite know what to do about it.
Would you care for a reading then?
I'm sorry?
A reading. And she like raises her hands, and then it's just like out of nowhere, the wind just kind of like spirals. And then you see like a tarot deck like appear in her hand.
Ah, so you're the fortune-telling type.
You all have skill. As do you, am I right?
Yes, I do have my own set of skills.
She looks at you for a moment, then all of a sudden you see her like turn to the right of her as if a conversation was taking place, and then she shakes her head.
But how much would you like for the reading?
No charge, no charge. Please, just have a seat over here across from me.
It's still a bit perplexed, but sits opposite her.
All right. So what she does, she places 3 cards face down, and hey, look here, we have some cards that we can actually use. Let's do that. See, everybody's going to regret not going to the tavern now. But I'll try not to make this scene take too long. Anyway, you see her place down 3 cards, and she points to the first one. It says, "This card here speaks of your path." And, alright, Roll20, I need to look at information. You're going to have to leave me alone for a little bit. Gotta look. Look at this. Add something else here real quick. As she turns the card over, you see what looks like a winged person with a halo over their head. And she goes, "Ah, a Rapham of an unknown origin, I see. Your past is very interesting." And the card hovers above you. Like in your face almost, but it's floating in the air, right there in front of you.
I've no idea what you're talking about. I know exactly where I'm from.
Is that so? She points to the middle card, says, "This card is your present." And as she taps her finger on it, it raises up on its own as if the wind itself was picking it up. And it faces towards you, and you can see what looks like an ugly devil's face just growling back at you. Something evil has a way with you. It seems to be guiding you in a way to create chaos. She pauses for a moment.
Is that so?
She taps the third card, says, "This is your future." And she seems to be staring daggers into you, and she's like, "Do you want to know?"
Well, might as well.
She turns to her right once more, and she goes, "Shh." Then she turns back towards you, raises the card up, and it's got like a treasure chest full of gold, silver, all kinds of bounty. Ah, maybe you'll make it big one day. Perhaps the future is not as dim as it seems, or maybe this wealth is ill earned. You're the one to choose your path. Cards vanish.
He kind of like looks down in contemplation.
Don't pay no mind to it. If it's not correct, it's perfectly fine. It's after all a hobby. And you hear the song quit. And one of the girls that was dancing comes over to check on her. "Ninny, are you okay?" And she smiles, looks up to her. "Yes, dear." And as you look up, you see this blonde woman in the red silks has, like I said, the white tail mark around her neck. And if you want, you can make an investigation, history check, perception, insight, whichever one fits your bill if you want to like gain some information on this.
Between which, sorry?
A lot of things. You can try insight, perception, investigation. Whichever one you feel comfortable.
We'll make it.
I'll just leave it to perception.
Okay. That neckline.
19.
You realize that neckline is probably somebody who's been a former slave. So she used to be collared, as they do in Corinthia with slaves.
Kind of like clears his throat a bit before speaking. Everything's perfectly fine. This woman has been giving me a reading. Actually, I don't believe I caught your name. I apologize.
The woman that just entered. Okay, so you're asking the woman that just arrived, right?
No, I
the
didn't even ask the fortune teller.
Yeah. So she's like, "Ninny." They call me Ninny. N-I-N-N-Y.
My name is Faustus.
Pleasure, Faustus.
Pleasure to meet you.
And this is Asmaria. She goes, "Hello." And the one who's coming from the stage with the instrument, her name is Liana. She gets kind of like silently stands behind you.
So you gave quite the performance.
Asmaria goes, "Thank you." And I think for a moment, we'll just kind of like have you stew in that scene for a minute. Prompt, what have you been up to?
You would have ordered just a meal of the freshest greens they have and chicken and eaten it in silence.
Just want to make sure everybody has an equal scene, even though this kind of like took over for a moment. All right. So, Kronk, is there anything else you want to do in the meantime? Are you comfy? Want me to get you a beer while we're at it?
He's comfy, just enjoying the music and his fresh greens.
There you go. All right, and she puts you a free ale up there if you need it. And with that, we'll kind of turn to scene to Surfik as you reapproach the academy, if you would. You see your professor coming down. Because, yeah, it is late. He's fixing to go home now. And he's like, "Ah, Surfik, there you are. I just had Miles take your place today because I didn't know where you went. Is everything okay, my boy?"
Things happened outside.
Uh-huh. Yes, we are outside. Very, very astute observation, my friend.
As he would also notice he has a certain crossbow in his back now too.
Oh, got an interesting item there. What do you got there, my friend?
He says,
"Because, Professor, we need to talk.
Not
Something out there's going on."
Well, talk and walk. Let's go. You know I don't live far from here. And yeah, you guys are like...
He begins. Yeah, sorry.
No, you're fine. Yeah, so he's like walking towards the direction from which he came. So, what's on your mind?
He begins following us. Because
Our own little town apparently is having some more issues than I thought we were. There's this group out called the Hill of the Hawk.
Sounds like a silly name. Somebody should rebrand that.
Professor.
Yes?
I think I've gotten myself in more trouble than I think I should have.
Well, as long as it's not the same trouble you got into at the birthday party, we'll be perfectly fine.
Professor, this is serious.
Do you not see this face? It is serious. Now, what's the problem?
I might have painted a target on my back.
Nonsense. I see no such thing. Kind of like looks at your back.
He says softly.
We went out into the forest to find out who that one lady is.
Well, I must say I am very proud that you went out to the forest.
I don't want to do it again, but when we were out there, well, we found her.
Oh, good. You're actually useful.
Due to
I knew you were.
Professor, whoever this guy named Orion in our group managed to anger her really badly.
Oh, that's
she's
not
part
very
of
good.
possibly a cult group that might have killed his family, and Faustus might have been part of.
Who's Faustus again? I can't quite tell.
This is the really cute guy that's sparkly.
The turtle? I think he's kind of cute.
No!
Wait, what?
He sighs this.
Professor, I don't know if I should. They want me to go with them to help this little child find their family. They might have been taken by these people. I don't know what to do.
Kind of gets a little quiet and serious, like very serious since you brought up a child. Surfik, you've helped the child, and they still need your help. Is that what I'm hearing?
We found them out in the forest. Apparently, they might have been taken by these people in Dragonspine.
A lot of stuff going on in Dragonspine these days. I've been meaning to speak with your other friend, Orn. But there's a child involved, and they're not with their parents. What do you feel we should do? Should we ignore it?
I don't know. I'm not the hero type.
Calm down, child. Calm down. He pats you on your shoulders. One day, you're going to probably have hatchlings of your own. And when that happens, you'll make everybody who's looked down on you proud for the achievement, I'm sure. But, Surfik, child that is not even yours is crying out for help. If there's anything I can do to help the child, I will do so. You have but to ask. And if you feel that will help you, and you feel you want to help, then all you have to do is help. Now, as far as targets being painted on your back, I just don't know how to erase them if they're invisible. We'll have to get Dispel Magic or something to that effect.
He goes, alright, maybe I should talk to Faustus more. He said he'd explain everything.
And as we're walking down the street, you see Orn coming in our direction. Ah, there's Orn now.
Hey, Professor, I was just coming to see you.
Oh, I was just on my way home here, having a good talk with Surfict here. Yes, how can I help you? Oh! He's just kind of like fiddling around with some of the things he brought with, but you can talk while he's looking.
Well, I was coming to see if you were able to uncover any information on that cult I was looking for, or that symbol, or anything about the weapon that my father and I created.
Ah, yes. Pulls out some papers and his notes that he wrote on. Oh, what did we find? And now I need to make sure I wrote these. Didn't I write something about? Okay, I'll probably put that. So I wasn't able to find out much, but apparently there's a lot of stuff going on in Dragonspine. As far as yes, see here he's trying to read. He's like, "Who the hell writes like this? I don't understand." And he like throws the paper around, pulls out another one. It's got to be in here somewhere. So basically, the information you're looking for is what the purple gem was, right?
Yes.
Now, I wouldn't know exactly what it is, but if I was to hazard a guess, this gem is some kind of poison of chaos. As you may have heard, there was some rumors, and he does like an air quotes in here, of some goddess ascending to the throne of chaos, and it's absurd. Who'd want that role, am I right? But
Minerva.
yes, that name. Where have you heard that? Or did we talk about that? I might have told you already.
No. Scarlet, Judaeus, and Faustus were discussing about Minerva.
Yes, her name is spoken far and wide now these days. Now, as far as the gem, though, I have no idea where it came from or if it has anything exactly to do with her. But you said these hawk pendants, right? I'm trying to remember if you told him this part or not.
Yeah.
You did, right. Okay. I've kind of like hazarded some guesses and checked some resources and chatted up some off-brand people, if you would. I sent Miles down there, and you know how Miles gets. Kind of turned into Surfic. And Miles reported back to me, and he said, yeah, they know stuff about the chaos. And I said, what do they know? And he's like, oh, let me tell you, Doc. And I'm like, now, Miles, any day now. Anyway, I'm padding this out. So he tells you that this gem is just a poison of chaos. Maybe it influenced his way of thinking once he attuned to the instrument that you created. Now, whatever this instrument is that you created in the name of whatever, maybe they're trying to use it in a ritual. Maybe they're trying to corrupt it. I don't know the full details, but I know.
I have two names maybe you might know. The Hill of the Hawk.
Mm-hmm.
Or the Hill of Might.
That is the heart of the question, is it not? And he kind of like comes over to a whisper to you. The Hill of Might as a organization, if you would, in Dragonspine. As I said before, things are pretty busy in Dragonspine right about now. Don't know what Go ahead.
There's a ritual going on in 3 days up there. Well, now 2.
He kind of turns to Surfing. Did you know about that? There's a ritual going on.
Yes, I knew about it.
Well, are you going to do something about it? What are you going to do? I don't know. You need to tell me. Should I do something about it? I'm coming with you.
No, I don't think you need to.
Yep, let me...
to, like, shudder.
No, nonsense. It'll be great. I'll travel along. It'll be perfect. I'll be able to guide you. I can take it to... Yeah, try to talk him out of this.
Like, Paylor saved. No, you don't need to go. Fine, I'll go.
You sure?
I can handle it.
Now, Surfik, I don't want to put you in any danger. I mean, seriously, I could do it. It's not a problem. You can stay here and watch after Miles.
I can handle it.
Oh, you can? Oh, go ahead.
How long will it take us to get there to Dragonspine from here?
Oh, it's about a day's travel. If you're going on horseback, it's probably half that.
We'll need to get horses because we'll only have 2 days to get there now. To stop the ritual.
Well, I would come with, but it seems that Surfik's got it. I'll let him deal with it. But yes, by all means, I hope you find what you're looking for, because this is some dangerous stuff. You sure you don't want me to go? I can definitely help. You know what? No, I have to take care of the school. I apologize. I have work. Kind of sighs.
I appreciate the help that you provided us. It's definitely very useful in my task. I do have a question.
Yes, go on.
You mentioned the Hill of Might.
So did you. What a coincidence.
Is there anything we should worry about them? Like, are they magic? Like, do they anything in particular that's should distinguish them from others?
How do I put this? You know how there's those who are on the low end of the chain of command, and they just don't have the brains for the upper chain? You're going to run into a lot of those. And a lot of those people are stupid. No, like, literally, they're just stupid, brain dead, will just do whatever they're told. Now, I think they could use some education. It might help them out, might actually raise them up in the ranks if that were the thing. But, then again, there are also those who are higher up. Those who know how to, I hate to use these words, but control people through mental situations, brainwashing perhaps. Almost like a cult. Now, you run into those people, there's no telling how formidable they can be. They could be using torture, or they could be using magic, or they could be using both. You don't know. And then there are people who are even higher than that, who are either personal bodyguards of somebody important, or somebody who is educated in the arts of the arcane and has no problem taking care of all of their problems with magic. I try to do that sometimes, but it just doesn't always work out for me. Just some spells are just out of reach.
Okay, that's good to know. I really appreciate your information. It's definitely going to be useful dealing with this.
Yes, this is information that's been documented since the fall of the hill. The hill that never rised.
Well, we gotta make sure they don't rise, right? Gotta make sure they are stopped.
Very good. Well then, Surfik, you sure you don't need my help? I mean, I can come with you if you need it. Oh wait, no I can't. Okay, well Surfik, my boy here, will help you out. And if you have any other problems, come and reach me. Don't worry, I'll make sure Miles takes care of everything else. You do not have to go get me any errands. You don't have to go get me any drinks. Miles has everything under control. He's gonna be doing great as an intern.
Well, you have a good night, sir. Thank you again.
Surfik, were you muted?
No, he's currently dealing with something outside of game.
Oh, okay, my bad. Oh, okay. Autopilot you? Alright, very well. So, yeah, with that, you and... I don't know, well, we'll figure out where Surfik goes, but at this point, do you return to the tavern at this point?
Yeah.
Alright. Imara, you've been patiently waiting. You're heading to the Mason Guild. Let me double check some notes, because I do believe I wrote some things about the Mason Guild here. What's your intent at the Mason Guild? That'll determine how much I need to have ready.
Well, there's a lot of really confusing things going on right now. She's never sort of like go against her in general that this party's proposing to do. She has her own goals and motivations, and so she's about to ask a bunch of really deep philosophical questions that may need to be addressed in a very humane way.
All right, that helps a lot. All right, so basically, you reach a Mason Guild. What's those photography tools called?
What?
I guess it's just the Mason's Guild. Then I was trying to think of a fancy name based on their equipment.
Whatever you want. She's a member, and people know who she is, kind of a thing.
All right, roll me a D100. We're gonna name this NPC real quick.
67.
Give me a race. I'll let you pick this race.
Dwarf is too easy. Let's do a halfling.
Ooh, okay. So basically you're actually going after me. My challenge rating on the next NPC. Oh wait, that would make sense. All right, cool. I have an actual halfling we can use for this. All right, and we're gonna just bypass your roll there. Anyway, so you reach the Mason Guild, and inside you see a short halfling, of course, they're all short, with a red spotted hair and a big old grin on his face, and he's carrying several rocks in his hands. As you take a quick glance, you can see what looks like runes drawn into him. And then he takes a look at it, and then he puts it in his pocket, and then he turns to notice you. Ah, milady, how can I help you?
Hi, what's his name?
Oh, sorry, he dusts his hand off. Reginald, at your service.
Reginald.
Mm-hmm.
She half expects him to know who she is.
Pleasure to meet you.
Yes, dear. Oh, your name is just slipping my mind for some reason. He's just kind of like throwing.
How do you not know who I am?
He's trying to throw syllables at you until you finish it for him.
Mara.
Oh, Imara. How could I have forgotten? Thank you.
Gerhardt?
Oh, that Imara. Well, why'd you say so, Imara? Come on in. How can I help you? And he shoves you into a little office that he has off to the side, and he shoves some papers off and clears off a seat for you. Here, have a seat. And then he gets behind the table.
I have a lot of questions. You know what happened about my...
She looks right and left.
DAD.
He looks around as if there was somebody he was supposed to look at. Let me see.
There's no one around.
Yeah. And I'm going to make a roll for him to see if he knows anything. What did your DAD do?
You don't know about that? Well, he went missing. The artist. They went missing. Gerhardt.
Oh, he went missing. Of course, I knew that. I knew every bit of that. Kind of like shakes his head.
I found him, and now I guess I'm just waiting to hear back for when it's okay to go home. But some really complicated things happened. First we found a lady with a big red puppy, and then we killed the puppy's manticore, and then we went back to the lady's house, and then the friend killed the manticore tail, and then she got mad, and we had to leave, and then we found a boy who had no parents, and now everybody wants to go find his parents, and
I'm confused, dear.
Why don't they go into...
No, I was just curious. Why is the dog red?
All dogs are red, aren't they?
She's confused too.
Yeah, so you're both sharing a confused look. And it's like, why is that the confusing part of the story? Oh, never you mind. You said something about a child. Is that right?
Right. His name is Randall. Apparently he lives in town. His parents work for the apothecary?
I went by that shop today. It was closed. Looked like somebody wedged the door, but if they put that lock back in, it looks a lot better now. But no.
Me, she like does a little thing with her nose, like, haha.
Haha. Yeah, and he's like, what? Yeah?
But, everybody's talking about we need to be the ones to find his parents and we need to do this, and I don't know. I met them yesterday.
Well, so, okay. Let me see if I got this right. Now, you went out with a party of people. Usually parties are fun, right? You had fun, right?
I have so many new friends now.
Ooh, then that's a lot of fun then, is it not? Each friend equals, what, 10 fun, if I'm not mistaken? He, like, does an imaginary figure in
So
the air.
much fun. I have 1, 2,
Uh-huh.
3. I have 4 whole friends.
Wow,
5 if you count Randall, but he doesn't like me.
Oh, I'm sure we can count him as half. How about that?
45 friends.
That is amazing! You have a
Wow!
45 friend value. Congratulations! People would kill to have that much of a friend value. But, as I digress, now let me see if I got this straight. You went to this Scarlet. Is it Scarlet Red? Is that why the dog was red? That was why the dog was red, wasn't it?
How did you know?
I just didn't put the name. All in the name. I should have put that together sooner. Well then, so let me see if I got this right. How did you help dogs?
The dog had a big old manticore in their cave, and we went in there and we threw some rocks at it, and then the other one stand there, and then another one went, and then the manticore died.
Well, that sounds like a lot of fun. Sounds like you had a great time. Nothing to worry about. Now.
Did have a good time.
Well then, hey, these people must be fun. Now, what's troubling you, though?
They're talking about things like family, and we need to be the ones to go help him.
Oh, yeah, the boy, yes. Well, I will tell you
Father
this.
always said you need to go report your troubles to the authorities.
True. That is, unless you're a party of adventurers. Did you not just go on an adventure?
I did, but how does that make us an empowered body of a state of governing affairs?
Okay. You're getting too technical with me, dear. No, I'm just trying to help you out. Now, here's the way I see it. Now, imagine. I want you to pay close attention.
Okay.
The child is important because the
Uh-huh.
apothecary produces money, produces healing factors for people around town. Especially me. I cleared up my cough weeks ago, and look at me. Not a cough. They have good medicine.
Wow.
Yes. And the thing is, if you help the kid, maybe they will give you a discount on future purchases. Or maybe they will give you some pretty shinies. Adventurers
Like
make
rocks?
money. Exactly. By the way, do you want to see one of mine? He pulls out a red rock.
Yes.
And it's got like a blue arcane
Oh my
symbol
gosh,
on
what
it.
kind of genus is this from?
Because I totally know what that means in rock terms, not farm terms.
And he looks at you like, oh, I don't know much about the rock itself, but the rune is what matters. The rune
You're a
on it.
rune carver.
Shh. Yes, I am. And I don't mind to share that with you. That's very much. They call them rune masters or something of the sort, but let me tell you, would you like to hear a story? And yeah, this seems
Love to hear a story. Like, wait, rune masters like the old creators of the rune giants from like way back when?
Way back when. But hear me out. I thought I was a wizard. I did. I thought I was.
What?
My dad was a wizard. He had this shop in Timor. And then I was going to take over the shop after he passed. And I worked it and I kept... And he's like snapping his fingers trying to make light happen. I keep trying to create the light spell. Met some lovely adventures there at that shop. But every time I would cast light, it would fizzle like it was not meant to be. It wasn't until I learned I had to put it on a stone. Like this. And then he drops the rock, and then a light spell ignites in here. and then I can perform magic.
My father always said stones have magical properties, and if you can code the stones just right, you can put magic inside of them and trigger it. Kind of like rune masters. Do you think Gerhardt's a rune master?
Gerhard is many things, I'm sure. But this enough about him. This was about me, apparently. He like puts this burned out rock, and he's like, "Now, yes, adventures are always worth helping. And if you're gonna become one, young lady, sounds like you have a lot of friends to work with.
That goes against what? That it.
Oh, calm down.
She's like looking for words.
It's okay. Tell you what, is there something you would like me to tell your dear old dad if I see him?
I don't know. I'm not supposed to hurt people.
But what if people
What if we
are
run into
hurting other
trouble?
people? Exactly. What are you supposed to do when other people hurt other people? And you just
Lock
want them
them down and report them to the authorities.
That's a fair assumption. I believe that would be the best course of action if it was anybody else. Tell me, dear, what are you good at?
Building things.
Mm-hmm. You're no ordinary person. I could tell that just by looking at you. You're Gerhard, are you not?
I am.
You're proud of that, are you not?
I am.
Good for you, because you know what I just remembered? Your dad helped a long time ago when he was much younger. He helped stop.
Really?
He helped stop the cult. Bet you didn't know that.
What? The heel of them.
He doesn't want nobody to know, but you know what? I like you, kid. Yes, the Gerhardts helped out a great deal. Him and his family provided the support that they needed. Now, I'm not asking you to go out on a limb and save some kid's parents, but when I say it like that, does it not tug at your heartstrings? Do you not feel the need to help this child? Do you need my help, child? I will help this child.
Wow, when you put it that way, I guess I better get to it then.
Well, absolutely, young lady. Oh, by the way, why did you come to the Masonry Guild anyway? Did you need something done?
Oh, I wanted to ask if I could,
And she actually puts in an ordered request for a certain amount of material.
Mm-hmm.
And a request for blueprint techniques of a certain kind to build a big something.
A big something. You're being very vague, and I love it. All right. If you have more details about that, either you can DM
Text
me.
you.
Yeah.
Or DM me, or whatever it's called, the
and
Discord thingy.
Yeah. And then basically, this is going to be information he's going to process and try to accrue for you over time, right? So this is not something you expect right away. Oh.
No.
Yeah, and he'll nod to your order and says, "I'll see what I can do." A Gerhard in my own shop.
The one and only.
You'll make a name for you.
Daughter of only one. That is the.
It's all the same, girl. Don't worry about it. What's in a last name but the pride that comes with it? Now it's time for you to become a Gerhard. Gerhard. Cough. That's me. My fault. Gerhard.
Also,
Gerhard.
a lot of people have been using this word. What's love?
Dear child. Do you really want to know?
She's really suddenly not sure.
Love. Have you ever, your father, does he have, do you have a mother?
She died of the plague.
She says
Oh,
confident.
yeah. Oh, yeah, I forgot that happened. Damn it. Well, when your mother and father, before the plague, I'm sure they loved each other very, very much.
She
that's-
sits expectantly, like hoping to get answers. Do you go through the whole speech?
Yes, we do. We have to. It's part of the thing now.
By the end of it, Amara is like shocked. Like,
And
They
then,
do what?
of course, they spend the night in a bed, and then the next morning, one doesn't feel as good as the other, but it eventually works its way out in about 9 months. And then,
That's terrifying.
She,
Wait,
like,
wait.
waves her arms,
I
like,
just
"Run
realized
away."
something. There are other forms of love than that. Oh, my bad. Yeah. Yeah, and he's like, well, then there's the affectionate love that you just show people because you love.
I'm
I'll
listening.
get
That's super gross.
I said I'm going to get started on your order. You can leave now.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye. What a strange girl. And
He's like, oh my god,
She like learned a secret of the universe.
well, as we continue out the door with your order place, where are you heading after that?
She's gonna go around town and find some basic rocks, scour around the edges of town, like look for different stones that she could just kind of like pick up.
Survival or investigation if you want something specific. And if you're looking for something really specific, let me know because I don't have that chart in front of me.
Pretty stones.
Like
Pretty
some quartz.
nice. Let's do investigation.
Yeah.
Damn, 16.
You see,
Come on, rock.
you see about 5 or 6 pebble-sized quartz. See through.
Come on,
Got the
rock.
little.
Hell yeah.
Got some nice snowy effects in a couple of them, but yeah, pretty clear on some of
Snow
them.
quartz.
Yeah. And then there's probably a couple white pebbles that are just very well polished.
I'm gonna take 6 of these. I'll take 6 snow quartz.
There you go. You
Yes.
can have that.
There we
In
go.
your investigation across town. And after your investigation, are you headed anywhere or?
She doesn't really like resting, so she just kind of like wanders.
All right. So I guess we go back to the tavern, and I would say Surfic and Orn come in at about this time. So I'm like trying to regather the party as a whole now. And yeah, Faustus has been having a chat with the ladies, and our turtle friend Kronk has been having some ale, eating some greens. A beef stew is presented to Faustus for his supper, and the pair of you are able to walk in at your leisure.
The moment Surfix walks in and sees 3 nice ladies just flirting with Faustus, he gets a little flustered.
So as I walk in, I'd probably want to gather the group up to let them know what we found from the professor.
Yeah, sure.
Alright, sorry, kind of had to run off for a second because of an emergency that was going on. What happened after?
Oh,
Basically the professor. You didn't miss anything really.
except for your chance to
Alright.
keep telling the professor, no, I got this. Don't worry. And then you just left the door.
I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. Real life happens.
Um,
It's perfectly fine.
So as I walk in, I would say, Kronk, Faustus, I think we need to talk.
As
Yeah.
the voices pipe up, Asmaria turns to you, Faustus, says, well, pleasure to meet you. Ninny, we're going to return to our room. And she just replies to her, well, I'll join you shortly. I'm going to stay out here and enjoy some tea. And these 2 ladies will off unless you guys stop them.
Yeah, Surfer kind of just moves over to Faustus' side for a second. Is just still looking flustered as these ladies leave, like,
And yeah, you see
Actually,
this...
as they leave, Faustus would offer them 4 gold coins.
And yeah, they would take it because, they were looking for tips for the show. And she puts it in the bag that was already, filled up a little bit from other patrons. And yeah, they walk off. And what is left, you see this one woman with long black hair, blue silks, and she's got a black blindfold just tied over her eyes. And she looks perfectly in your direction, even though you haven't said a word yet. and nods gently towards you, Surfing.
Well, Surfic's still looking flustered at the moment because Faustus was getting flirted on. But he does take a moment to acknowledge this. And he looks down and he's like,
Faustus, what are you doing?
Oh, I've just been having a chat with this young. Actually, did she seem young by comparison?
She seems a little bit older than the other two, but yeah, she's not old. Like, she's not a hag or anything.
I've just been having a conversation with this pleasant young woman. Even gave me my fortune.
And she pipes up, "Warm winds. How are you?"
those kisses.
Oh, it was fortune reading.
Hmm?
Yeah, he blinks for a moment and says,
Alright. Faustus, it does look like I'm going with you anyway, just to make sure my professor doesn't try to get out of the house.
as he kind of just looks by the door and is just like squinting his eyes, like, Then looks back, saying, "Oh, sorry."
No, you go ahead.
And he looks at it and says,
But what do you mean by fortune? What happened?
Oh, she's a tarot reader.
I can see things. She smirks.
he takes a seat. He's gonna pop a squat right here.
Mhm.
He takes a seat. And he's gonna pop a squat right here, and I swear to God, I saw that roll.
Yeah, I know,
But
right?
he sits
He's
down
on
and is like,
fire.
You know what? I'll get why. I might as well get my fortune read as well. Let's see what she sees.
as he says, almost in a kind of like nonchalantly mock tone.
I'm curious this too. I want to sit in on
well
it.
then, what means it seems unpopular tonight. Warm winds to you. May I get your names?
My name is Orin. It's nice to meet you.
My name is Perfect.
Ah, warm winds to both of you. I am known as a ninny. I hail from Parenthia, just like your friend here, Faustus. Those two girls that you just saw leave, they're in my employ. The one in the red silks, that was Asmaria. And the one that loves to dress up like a ranger is Tiana. If you do see them, I hope you treat them well. As for you, kind of turns towards Surfing. You want to know your past, present, and future, do you?
Kisses.
Alright. Yeah, sure. I'd love to see my own future.
So, in a wave and a flourish, you can see the wind kind of like light up for a moment. And in a similar motion as she produced the cards earlier for Faustus, the cards kind of like appear in her hand, out of thin air. Very well, shall we begin? And she takes them, puts down 3 cards in front of her. She points to the first one. This is your past. She looks at you as if gauging whether or not you're ready to see it.
He's just waiting. Sorry, he's just waiting.
No, you're fine. I'm just trying to debate what would be the perfect iconography for it. So he pulls it up, and we see what looks like an egg. Just an egg on it. And she goes, I mean, I know it looks charming, but of course, from an egg you've came, am I not? Those in the lands of the Southern Isles, if I'm mistaken. What tribe do you belong to? And here
Let's
you
kisses. Let's kisses.
Well, if you already must know. Not really reading my fortune as such, but I didn't exactly come from any southern isle.
are.
I was actually born right here. My
Hmm,
family came from there.
maybe the Southern Isle has something of your past. Perhaps that's where the egg began. She taps the second card. This is your present. And as it lifts into the air, there's instruments on it, but some of them aren't bard instruments. Some of them are like scholar tools, like a scribe and some parchment. And she goes, trying to learn things outside your scope, are you? Learning the world, if it were. Yet what bothers you? What troubles you? I feel trepidation when I draw this card.
He's just pondering. He just looks like he's thinking for a moment. He's staying silent through the saws as a tail just waves back and forth.
She taps the third card. This is your future. She raises it up. And unlike the treasure trove that Faustus, your card is blank. And she looks at it with trepidation herself. I'm sorry. I can't see your future. Either going to be cut short, or you are destined for something that cannot be seen. He who should not be named, and the Lord of Darkness may cloak your future. Who knows? He shuffles the cards back into the deck.
The moment at first he was just looking as I was like, yeah, sure, fortune teller, let's see what she does. But then, as it's being mentioned, because he was going to talk to Faustus about this, or about a certain something, his face goes from being just this observant to strained to almost a sweat drop and a gulp as he just begins to look slowly over at Faustus. His tail stops wagging and sags.
You are going to be the death of me, aren't you? But, yeah. So, she, notices she leaves you in discomfort. She says, I'm sorry. I usually don't. And she's trying to apologize, but she stumbles for the right words. I usually don't have that reading come up very often. But if it helps, you're not the first, and those who have had that reading don't necessarily, bite the bullet or anything like that. She tries to be calmly, gently nudging you in a direction like, that's not actually a bad omen. It could be something good. You never know. But...
Perfect. We all have to die at some point. No one lives forever.
Alright,
unless-
shut up! Just quickly like
Well, if you want to live forever, you got to become a lich, but then that's pretty bad.
I need all three of you to make perception checks. Voices have been raised. I need to know if you notice what happened.
It's perfectly alright, you're gonna die, so shut up!
Yeah, so I need one from Surfic real quick, and then I can go into the next thing. Alright, Surfic, you raise your voice, Orin, all of a sudden you hear right next to you, directly to your left, a soft growl. Like a deep, deep growl. And it's coming from something invisible next to her. You don't know. You see Ninny's eyes go in that direction of space next to you. And Surfic, you see her turn her eyes towards this empty air, and you catch a glimpse of that growl. Faustus, you're just amused. I don't know. Like, him getting mad just kind of like amuses you, perhaps. Maybe not. You tell me. But yeah, whatever this loud outburst did, you hear a soft grumble coming from next to her. The two of you do, anyway.
Yo, wait a minute. Is she wearing any kind of amulet real quick? He quickly just looks up at her.
No amulet. I mean, she's wearing decorative, like, jewelry. Maybe an amulet, I guess, yeah. But it looks
So
more
it's
like
fortune
decorative.
teller, right?
Huh? Yeah. Oh, she seems to be fortune telling. Like, she's never told you her full gig.
Right.
But she's here reading. Like, she offered a reading. And she kind of, like, turns to Orin as she kind of, like, puts a hand out. If you'd like, I can continue with your reading. Unless, of course, you're not satisfied with what your friend here is doing.
Oh, I'd be fine with that. I'm interested.
Very well. The air stirs around everybody. Like, you could feel a soft breeze just pass through. No windows are open. There's one that might be being peeked at, but nobody knows. See what I need. I usually look through everything before I do this, but this is something that I wanted to happen eventually. As you enter, or as she continues on, she kind of like puts the three cards out. and she kind of like focuses in your direction. She's looking at you, but you know her eyes are blindfolded. She's looking right at you. She raises the first card, and then you see what looks like a baby swaddled in clothing and a mother-like figure carrying it. And she says to you, "This is your past." And the mother figure looks humanoid, similar to yourself in some respect. A long time ago, you were not with those who were your current family.
Correct.
And she
Actually,
just...
never.
Go ahead.
Actually, never knew my real parents.
Keep that in mind. Alright. She kind of like taps the second card. And then she slowly raises this card and it like faces you. And what you see before you is a hammer and an anvil. And she says, "You are a smith of some renown, is that correct?"
Yes, my father, my current father, taught me the forge.
You're also divinely intertwined as well. Is that correct?
Yes.
I just wanted to share that in case you think me a fraud.
No, I'm very astonished.
Very well. And then this taps the third card. This is what you're looking for. She taps it and raises into the air, the wind itself carrying it. And before you see what looks like a madman with a sneer and a grin on his face. And it looks like he just came from a scene where he just spilled blood. This is a revenge effort. Some madness is taking you in a direction that you yourself may not want to be. Your purpose is taking you where madness reigns. Cards kind of like fold back to the table. She kind of like brushes them off. And as if she just tossed them off into the floor, they just disappear into the wind. And she tilts her head slightly and cloaks her hands together. I hope the readings weren't too abrupt. It's been some time since I've actually had the opportunity.
Thank you for that. It's very accurate.
I got a question, Amara.
Dum.
So are you directly behind her? Okay, so...
Dum, 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 dum.
Yeah, so she's like wiggling her butt and she's observing the inside and she's like, okay, what plan should work this? And she's going through a pack right now. Let's see what's this. And then all of a sudden you kind of like get the jump on where she at. She's sitting right there at the, the porch of this tavern.
Mara's gonna make a sound intentionally, so she slowly turns around.
Who's there?
Puppy!
Oh no, it's her! Oh gosh, should she be make an intimidation check? If she doesn't want to get busted, but then again, here you are.
Okay,
Like,
it's probably not gonna be that good.
No, that's fine, because it's like an indirect intimidation you just did. And then she's like, stay back. I know how to use this.
Oh, come here!
And she
Puppy!
She pulls out a nest with a cage, and there's like a bunch of wasps. No, it's a bag. She pulls out a bag, and you hear, zzz, zzz. No, stay back! I know how to use this.
Down, puppy. Put that down, bad girl.
And she throws it at you.
It's like right there.
Yeah, she throws it right at you. And then all of a sudden, this bag of bees opens up. Let's do a dexterity check on her to see if she hits you with it. Unless, of course, the bag is
I'm in point blank range of her. If this is a radius, she's getting hit too.
Yeah, I know, right? So...
Oh, God.
This would be on the other kobold, so
Down,
we'll do a dex
so
check.
that's fair.
Yeah. So she splats you square in the face. It falls flat on the ground. bunch of bees come flying out, and she starts to dash away, and she gets stung a couple of times. But you, bzz, 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 bzz.
She doesn't really feel much. She's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
ugh.
And Shella jumps into a
Gross.
bush and waits. That's what you get for invading my plans. I was going to save that for Faustus, but no, you had to come.
Hands, what are you gonna do with Faustus?
I'm going to take him back to the clutch.
Why?
Because I saved him. I need somebody to tell him what I did.
Wait a minute.
Hmm?
Do you like him, like in an LOVE way?
Nonsense. No. Not the slightest.
Ew! She's like, that's gross.
I know. Why would I be interested in him like that? Yeah, her voice apparently gone up a couple octaves. I mean, you can make an insight check. Otherwise, I think you already know.
you know what? Because she's who she is.
Not bad.
Let's find out.
She's really in love with him or something.
I'm telling Faustus.
And you just learned what love is. And
And
I
she's
am
like,
looking
"Oh,
forward to this
gross."
story. Yeah, I'm looking forward to this story.
Oh no, I'm just waiting for her to come in here in like childlike manner. The puppy wants to.
Oh my god!
All right, so let's let Amara do her thing. So what do you do, Amara?
Okay.
She's hiding in the bush. The bees are still there,
So, okay. In a very childlike fashion, does the kobold respond to,
I'm telling Faustus.
but no, you can't tell him. She grabs a lasso and she's going to try to lasso you.
Nuh-uh. You can't stop. You threw
Yeah.
bees at me.
Yeah, so I'm
You're
just
not
gonna.
nice.
Yeah, she's just gonna. She misses. She's like, ah! And you're able to get away. Wait, no, come back! And then as soon as you walk in, she's like, okay, I gotta
she
leave.
like bursts through the door?
There's a few bees still buzzing around her head. Couple patrons like, bees! I'm allergic to bees. I gotta go.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, unfortunate. That guy left. Don't worry, he's safe.
She just busts down the door. Like there's a few wasps swarming around her, but she's like, absolutely shocked.
And what are you guys?
Faustus the red puppy wants you to stick your meat noodle in her, and it's really gross.
Spits out his soup.
Like
Ninny,
full spit take.
yeah, and Ninny pulls up a napkin just in the nick of time to block any spinach.
I
Perfect
pat
timing, amazing.
Faustus on the back. You got yourself a winner. There.
Yeah. My character also does a spit take before he screams what, but like there's nothing in his mouth, so it's just dry air and saliva and some venom.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, make a perception check after you burst in here and make a loud noise, Samara.
okay. Perception.
Yeah.
12.
And actually, yeah, all three of you do it again too, because this is a new scene. Kronk, you can get on this action too if you want. Didn't mean to leave you out last time.
Everyone's distracted.
Yeah, Kronk is pretty much in tune. Is that everybody? Warren? Yeah, you three, closest to the perception of it all. Actually, probably not. The sound is now resonating from some rafters right above Kronk, and you can hear a soft, or a deep growl, like... And for a moment, you see Ninny kind of like look towards the rafters as if looking at something that's not there, but she doesn't say anything.
There is an animal upstairs.
But,
Like Faustus just turns to Amara. It's like, excuse me.
Oh,
And then what?
What?
Like,
and yeah, Mara's
Faust,
like,
when's-
go ahead.
Faustus, when's the wedding?
Cut out. I
Like,
couldn't hear
no
you.
such plans have been made.
Yeah, he was asking when's the wedding. He's coming through clear on my end. I don't know. Maybe jump in, jump out real quick.
People cut out sometimes for me.
Yeah. If we need to, let's refresh the chat real quick. Go ahead and jump out and jump back in.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me yeeteth myself.
Yep. Yoink. And then we'll get it back in here. Walk back.
Alright, I'm back.
And hopefully that kind of like refresh it a bit. Everybody's eating themselves. I'm not going to do it because I'm not having any problems yet. But yeah, if you feel like you need to jump in, jump out, that's great. Alright,
So
Oren,
that was the wedding. Faustus, what was your reaction?
Yeah, there you go.
It's like, no such plans have been made.
This character says, Amara, don't need to shout that. As he just, Surfik is blushing like face to toe right now, just looks bright red.
I talked to Reginald and he told me what love was, and it's
Child, are you okay? This woman off to the side in a blindfold asks.
I'm okay.
she kind of like tilts her head, nods. Oren, go ahead.
I told her she's fine. You'll understand if you talk to her for a few minutes. You'll understand that. Yeah, she's fine.
She's irritating. A voice from above the rafters rings out.
He looks up.
You see nothing.
Did we all hear that?
Yes.
Weird.
Yeah,
Krunk's
Surfik
gonna
looks
hit the ceiling with the back of his spear.
You slam your spear into the ceiling. I guess make an attack roll.
Ooh.
Get a 6.
Oh.
And it stabs right into the under rafters. And then you hear a puny mortals trying to best that which they can't. And then you hear a flapping of wings.
Is there another puppy?
And then
It's a.
I know what it is too.
Can I do a perception check to see what it is? Try and find it. Its
yes.
location.
Yes.
Never mind, it failed.
Can I also try that as well?
Yeah, you can. I'm just trying to find a token for him real quick because I don't have it right
Damn
now.
it.
Some things that are worth having just don't prepare for them, you know what I mean?
Is it really like? Is the ceiling pretty dark? Is it like see?
Yeah,
ceiling?
like you can definitely see into the rafters. Like there's room. Like if there was a creature of like a harpy size or whatnot, they could literally find a way to hang out up there if they needed to.
I'm gonna cast. Hey Kronk, let me see your spear. I'm gonna put light on it, so then hopefully he can put it up and illuminate, so we can see better up there.
Kronk obliges.
Ninny kind of like chimes up, like that's not necessary.
Actually, did Faustus notice anything with the 17?
You notice this flapping of wings, and it's getting closer to Ninny. And she goes to you, like, that's not necessary. He's no longer up there. He is over here now. Grimzu, she says, and then all of a sudden, you see, like, licks of flame starting from the nose, and it dances down his scaly body, and he's this diminutive-looking dragon, a red ancient dragon, perhaps. At least, that's what he thinks. And he is this small, diminutive creature who is floating beside her. What have we here?
Well, she says to worry about.
Now, please, bear with
Kronk,
me.
do you know what?
Yeah, still taken aback by the meat slinging that Amara had to spew out earlier. He does quickly look over. He's taken a bit of moment. His lips are pursed. before he just goes, "Is that a dragon?"
What?
Ah, mortals that know my true place in this world. His voice ground and gravelly. Gravelly? This is Crimson, Ninny says to you all, as if introducing a friend of hers. Crimson, as you notice, I've done a reading for Faustus, Seraphic, and Oren. And this fine young lady, what's your name?
My name's Imara Gearhart.
Pleasure to meet you. I'm known as Ninny, and this is Crimson. And she kind of like looks over to the turtle, and so, Prompt, you feel like a breeze just slipping into certain areas of your shell and escaping around you, and it's just kind of like gathering in about your figure. And is that your friend at the bar? You seem to have known one another. I just want to make sure we all meet.
Yeah, no, because
Yeah, that's correct.
he looks at it.
Are you drinking again?
No, I've been drinking nothing but the cool, crisp water.
Well met, Kronk. Well met, Amara. And warm winds. And she just kind of like sits there for a moment. My colleague, as she kind of turns over to Crimson, is a bit of a grouch. Please don't mind him too much. I will do my best to keep him under wraps. She stares at him. He's like, You do what you think you must. But yeah, he kind of left with this scene for a moment.
You be careful with that fire, my little one.
And you be careful with that shell, especially if you want it attached to your... A little puff of flame.
Kronk's gonna give him a little cold toes. Just not trying to hit him, just
to
a little
like
bit on his toes.
Yeah, just like this smack. All right, I'm just have him make the con save regardless. Find the proper toe. All right, roll 20 decides that we don't need to find anything. Let's see here.
Like I said, I'm not actually trying to hurt him, so.
I know. I just want to get a baseline on how, if he manages to get out of the way anyway. All right, everybody in chat, be cool. Be cool with me. Oh, are you kidding me? It's a straight roll regardless? All right, whatever. Let him do it in his other... Yeah, so he feels the flickering of the code and he just kind of like shudders back a bit. Are you trying to start a fight, little friend?
No, but you watch that fire. This is where people live.
And Ninny like...
Wait a minute.
What?
Is that a real dragon? My father told me they were all extinct because they were harvested for parts.
I think this one had most of its parts harvested.
Oh no. Oh no. Okay. So yeah, you can definitely see like your words are influencing his thought process right now. That's so. That what you have to say about me and my kind? Is that the word and the lies that are being spread?
I don't know, is it?
I'll have you know I'm fully intact. And he stares towards the turtle. And Ninny's over there. Calm down, Crimson. We're here as friends, remember? And tell them to show the proper respect.
I'm sure that they meant you no harm. They simply are ignorant.
This one gets me.
It's clear that he is a dragon and he's right there before us. And we're just supposed to be friends, so... It's not like he's trying to hurt us or anything. There's no need to show any harm or disrespect to each other.
This one
I
gets
respect
me as
your
well.
fire, which is why you must be careful with it.
That one owes me a tribute. There, Crimson.
You see? Perfect, this is great news! That means that there are dragons still Which means that unicorns are still around.
What?
Love it. And Ninny actually turns to you, Amara, and says, yes, unicorns do exist. There's one in the forest where I live.
She's like, oh my god. Oh my god.
Where do you live?
If you're ever in Aprinthia, south of Calrona, you can find me in the Sleeping Forest.
I have to go there.
I have a retreat there. I usually take visitors.
We have to go there right now.
Amara,
We
dear,
have-
I'm not going to be back for a couple months, though. I have business elsewhere, so make sure you wait. I know. But if we stay in contact, maybe I'll invite you directly so you don't have to travel.
So what brings you to this part, anyways?
Oh, me and my girls were just doing our pilgrimage and heading to Timor. What about you? What are you doing here?
Well, you know why I came to find someone, and I suspect them up north. In Dragons.
Well,
But also, we got some people to rescue up there as well.
see. Well, we are heading to Dragonspine tomorrow. If you want company, you may join us, but you seem set on a mission that's dangerous.
Well, we have to get there as fast as possible. We have to get there within the day.
We plan to be there by midday. We have carriages waiting for us tomorrow. You're welcome to join, as I said. Otherwise, just walk.
Oh, I'd be more than happy to join you. If anything, I would protect you guys. If anything happened where we got attacked, I'd lay my life to protect you guys as payment for letting us hitch a ride with you.
Maybe make them pay tribute. Now, Crimson.
What would you like for tribute?
What do you have? And he like sniffs the air around you. He literally gets in your face and starts sniffing.
Mara pulls out a piece of lapis lazuli.
Okay, what?
I once used to collect things such as that. The shinies, as it were. But my hoard has changed since then. Do you perhaps have what these mortals call pastries?
Oh my god.
And then
I do not.
Yeah, and then he goes, yeah, I bought some cookies for him once, and he seems to be very appeased by the prospects of cookies. I have no thumbs to make these things. I need you mortals to give me tribute.
I would ask the barmaid, do you have any pastries?
At this hour, are you crazy? Oh wait, we might have some sticky buns in the back. I can go check.
I'll buy some from you.
Yeah, and I guess you'll come back with about 2 sticky buns, big old glazed donuts with a bunch of nuts scattered across them. Here you go, 2 sticky buns. Call it 3 copper.
Thank you very much. And I would offer it as tribute.
What is this shape? What is this mess? Just try it, Crimsu. And yeah, this dragon is being picky as hell. He licks it, flicks his flames out at it, takes a bite. Too gooey. And then we see like sticky gums and stuff like that. Well, it's this. I don't quite like this part of it.
Well, try warming it up. I'll hold one up. Add a little flame to it. Have it heated up. They're better off warm.
That sounds fair. You hold one up. He kind of backs up and gauges his flame distance, and a spiral of flame ignites from his lips, lighting up the gooiness, and it just gets stickier in your hands, but it is warmed. And then he comes in and devours it. And He kind of like, still sticky, but a tribute nonetheless. Very well, they may join us.
Pastries are always better when warm and freshly made. Just if you didn't know that.
Don't try your luck. Don't try your luck, he says to you as he flies back over by Ninny. I apologize for his behavior, but yes, you are all welcome to join us tomorrow. Kremzu, I need you to fade. But, fade! She gives him a stern look and he growls and he disappears.
I like Crimson. He's really pretty cool for a dragon.
Well, there's a story to be told, but not tonight. I will take my leave, and she leaves some silver on the table for her tab. Wish you all luck, and I shall see you tomorrow if you wish to join us.
I really appreciate it.
And for a woman who is wearing a blindfold, she seems to be able to navigate the area very well. You must be able to see under that thing, right?
Yeah.
Most apparently. Has to. But she walks all the way back to her room. And you guys are now left with your own. You can go ahead and talk about the sex things again now.
Oh my god.
Well,
or
there goes.
Or we can call this a session because I just noticed the time. Unless you guys want to finish up with one more scene, we can do that.
Can finish this one up, and then next time we can.
All right, yeah. So you guys are gathered here at the tavern. After that little distraction, whatever it may be, finally leaves. You can all gather up and have a conversation. And leave it to you.
Kronk, could you come over here as well, please? I think I would like to talk about what I've talked to the professor about. So the professor told me of some information. He told me that the gemstone that my father and I used to make a weapon is a poison of chaos. And it has to deal with this Minerva, who Scarlet was wanted that manticore tail for. So he seemed interested in helping us, but Servik didn't want him coming, so Servik decided he would go in his stay. And he seemed like we needed to put an end to whatever is going on up there, it seemed. I can only imagine that if he was willing to help us. We need to get to Dragonspine pretty soon, and luckily we just got a carriage to aid us on travel, because by foot it would take a day, but by horse and carriage it would take half a day. We have Rita, who mentioned a ritual in 3 days, so 1 day has passed and we'll only have 2 days to stop it. And he did mention the Hill of Might. I know not all of you are sure about going to help the parents, but I think it's the right thing to do.
It is our duty to help those who we can.
Well, the size kisses.
Oren,
What was that?
sometimes you can sound like you're blunt to yeah. Because sometimes it does sound like you can be blunt to the point of stupidity. But you do make a point about helping out a kid. It's not right to leave him without parents. And it's better if my professor doesn't follow us. It could get very stressful with him around.
I don't know what
You
you're
will
talking
never
about.
find peace.
Huh?
I was just going to chime in. I don't know what you're talking about.
And I am always one who keeps their promises.
Mm. Well, I learned today that apparently a party of adventurers are stronger than the guard in certain cases, so I guess it does kind of fall on us.
I don't think it's gonna be easy. The professor said that there's a hierarchy. And it seemed intimidating, not gonna lie. But whatever they're doing, it could be dangerous, and putting an end to it will be useful and to the people in the area. And it seemed like the professor said a lot of things are going on in Dragonspire as well. Dragonspire. So we could run into a lot of things up there. I'm not gonna lie to you all. It's gonna be dangerous. But nothing risked, nothing gained.
Now,
Mm,
if you're ready, I can end the scene for you, or we can keep going. But I do want to say, before we close out tonight, after you're able to get your long rest, you may level up to level 3.
Woo!
Yay!
And if you guys want to roll for HP, we could do that before we leave.
I finally become a Lord Bard.
Congrats. Figure you might want those archetypes. Ooh, nice roll. Alright, gets a 9. Alright, Faustus, you get half. So that'd be 4 plus 1. So that's technically 5 for you. Ooh, Kronk coming in strong.
Damn.
Alright, looks like the HP's good for you guys. That's good. That's not bad, Surfing. From the 5, that's what you would have.
I don't know my character sheet.
Just
Why
click,
is it?
they're hitting their hit dice, and if you adjust your hit die to what you can actually roll, it'll be the same thing that you'll need to adjust your HP for.
Right, I know, but it's gone to the character answer.
You clicked the wrong one, so cancel. It's going to re-level you to 1 if you finish it.
There we go. I think I got. Yep, there we go.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
now,
just hit your hit.
die.
So, well, actually, you're rolling a D4. You need to adjust that to D8,
Oh.
I believe. Yeah, for some reason, they got a pull-down menu. You got to change your hit die. I guess that's because of multi-class and breaking things.
So
So
I'm
adjust it
supposed to
to
roll a.
clerics are a D8,
Right.
so make it a D8. There you go. That's a lot better.
I also now got expertise.
Congratulations. Alright, my friends, they have their HP. They're going to finish using Character Mancer to get their level. That way they get all their feats and stuff, or abilities at least, if there are any. And they'll finish doing that. And then next week we'll join these new, fresh level 3s in the next adventure. And they have the option to join Ninny and continue that way, or they could travel on their own. There's plenty of ways to do this, but their quest, they get to do what they want. They are all kind of resolved now. Alright, with that in store, I'll go ahead and do our little outro. Thank you again for coming by. If you haven't followed already, please do. Join us for our next adventure. Wednesday night, we are going to Barovia once more, where my fellow adventurers are waiting. Like, we're really getting pretty far. We're about to see what happens with Daru and the priest. See how that works out. And hopefully Lesser will get over his lesser. Join us Thursday for our final Harrowhound, is that right?
That's right, final session.
Yep, so one more time with Leon. And join us Fridays at 4 p.m. I know last week was a short session because of Final Fantasy release, but we'll go back to our normal session time. Our last session involved meeting children, ghost children, in the Ethereal Bleed, and hopefully we'll be able to explore similar things like that. But we're going to go back to recruiting as well and invite more people to come play with us and enjoying our lovely adventures here tonight as they re-adventure next week, 7 p.m. Central. Say goodnight to Twitch and Facebook, my friends.
Hi, everyone.
Good night.
Ciao, bye.
Fever the night.
People save me.
And with all of that chaos, do you hear the calling? The chaotic calling. Have a good night, you mortals.